welcome to another RSC stream here on this cold Wednesday evening. I'm Tevis, joined here by Big Chaps as we're ready here to kick off the night. But before we're gonna talk anything about that series, it's gonna start here. Chaps, how are you doing?
I'm very good today. Just come off the back of a lovely RSC SSA stream over there, helping the boys out. But yeah, very excited for this one. We love a good game in Master, so it's gonna be a good one, definitely.
Like you said, it's Master we're kicking off here. It's Infinity, the number 1 in the Glaciers Conference, taking on Messiahs, the number 6 in the Glaciers Conference. For one of the two teams, in this case Infinity, they're already secured to make it through no matter what. But Messiahs, they are on a little bit of a pedestal here, as they are in the number 6 spot with Illusion above them with 36 wins and Heck under them with 31 wins. So they're in a position that they can still get kicked out of the top 6.
Yeah, speaking of Illusion, we've got some more games going on later which do involve Illusion, so definitely some for the rest of the evening. But all eyes at the moment on Infinity. I think they should be the team to take this. They are playing with sub, but that's usually how it gets as we get to the dying weeks of the season. But still, the team 44 wins to 20 losses, and they've just been a solid team all around.
Yeah, they've definitely been not only a solid, but the most solid team all around. But if we're gonna look a little bit about those stats, Infinity 10 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Messiah's 8 wins, 2 draws, a little bit more losses. They have lost 7 in total. With goal differential, Messiah's definitely conceding a lot, but also scoring a lot. There's only a difference of -10. Infinity, on the other hand, does score a lot more. So it could be that we might see Infinity a little bit more on the aggression side here. What do you think is going to happen in that case? Because the stats, they say a lot, but they don't say everything.
I think we're in for a goal fest. I think we're going to get quite a few goals during this series. But Infinity, definitely the team I think are going to take this. Speaking of Mr. Tavish, how do we think this game is going to go, Infinity Messiahs?
I'm saying 3-1 for Infinity. It's a little bit of a boring result because I'm not predicting a sweep here. I don't think it's gonna draw because it's still number 1 versus number 6. Final week of league play here, final games as well. So rather save this already 3-1 for me. But what do you think?
I'm going to be boring as well. I'm going to go for the exact same result. I'm sure Mr. Streamer will be happy with those two, seeing as he is in fact the GM of Infinity. But I think it's just it makes sense. And then even with Form coming in, Form at the moment has that 75% win rate, so that would keep his win rate at 75%. So I can see I can see it staying like that. But other than that, I think we're ready to go here into game 1. Both teams ready in the lobby. But yeah, I think it's all eyes are on Form. If Form turns up, I think Infinity will do well. If not, he'll be the weak link in that Infinity team, and who knows what's going to happen.
So, like you said, all eyes on Form, but luckily for him, he is not alone. He has Yuri and Mimico on his side as well. So maybe if Form has a little bit of a bad day, the other two can, well, not carry him, but at least stabilize the entire gameplay around him. But let's see how it goes. Game 1 underway. Infinity taking on Messiahs.
Instantly, the aggression coming out from Infinity, Form onto the backboard, using the worst boost possible for these kind of games, where we're trying to think of things to say and Form has the loudest boost known to man. But just before this series started, we're having a talk about this Messiahs team and how annoying they are going to be to cast, with all of the S's and all of the Y's going on. But they're a team we haven't really spoken about in the start of this series, but Spoods, definitely a name well known in RSC. Doesn't help with all the other spods and Spoods in the league, but definitely someone to keep an eye on in this game. Could be the reason for an upset. But with a minute almost already gone, we haven't seen too much kicking off in this game.
Like I said, we had a little bit of an aggressive start from Infinity, where from the get-go they already applied a little bit of pressure, took a quick opportunity towards the net, but after that it turned it a little bit into a ping-pong game here in this first opening minute. But that's also what you kind of expect, because that's normal at the end of the season. No team really wants to take the risk of getting swept or really throwing away complete leads. And goal differential for some teams is really important, and definitely for Messiahs the most important part in their standings as well. So I do get why they're a little bit more cautious team out of the two. But for Infinity, they're already through, so they could become a little bit more aggressive. It just depends on if they're gonna show it here and now before we reach a real conclusion part in this game 1. But so far, a little bit more aggression from the two, but nothing too dangerous.
But Form, playing that aggressive role, tries to take it forward, isn't able to get too much on it, but Yuri able to get back, keep it in that half of Messiahs. They're pushing forwards, Form goes up, tries to get the double, no boost, isn't able to get there, and it stays even 0-0, 3 minutes left on the clock, and that's definitely the only kind of the big opportunity we've seen in this game so far.
Might get one here, but certainly does deny that opportunity for him. Now, doesn't have that much boost, but just denies the opportunity for Messiahs on the shuttle target. Spoots trying to make contact, has to go back. Snubsy follows up. A little bit of an awkward touch. Tries to follow up on his own. Does take a quick shot on target. Will be put into the corner. Yuri, a little bit of an awkward jump. Leaves the net wide open. Spoots is there in time and puts it towards the left. And just like that, Messiahs open the scoreline.
Great demo from Stoopsy to kind of open up the center of the goal. And Spoots comes flying straight in, capitalizes on it, and gets the first goal for Messiahs. And I'd say slightly against the run of play so far, because I think Infinity have looked slightly stronger. But a goal is a goal, and they take the lead with half the game still to go, and trying to get something going straight away. But Infinity now trying to push forward with form. Solly with a good touch to take it over the top. Goes for a little bit of a fake. Stoopsy gets a shot, but isn't able to get anything more than just that shot accolade. And Infinity trying to come back forward, but denied again. Solly goes for the shot, comes off the post, and it stays 1-0. And it's very much become a bit more of an open game now that first goal has gone in.
Yeah, and I think for Massage, you can see that with that first goal, they have a little bit of confidence, but Mimical doesn't care. He's like, you have confidence, I'll crush it down. You're a beautiful infield pass. Mimical jumps just in time to put it in, and with 2 minutes left, it's a tie game.
Great shot from Mimical, not able to completely read it off the backboard. I think that was from Stoopsy or one of the S's. He gets beaten out, and maybe a second comes in. Yuri isn't able to connect with it, and Form's not able to capitalize on it either. But now they're still putting the pressure on. Mimical sitting on that wall, isn't able to read the touch. Form trying to take it forward, but Spoods now denies it, and we're back to this ping pong. We're back to the tied game, but it's quite open for Infinity now. Spoods is able to read it, and we stay tied.
Yeah, and like I said, it's open not only for Infinity, for both. And they're almost a beautiful fail for Form to put it in his own net after he got bumped. Lucky for him, it just touched the crossbar. Otherwise, it would have been a little bit of a disaster for the Infinity roster. But to get back to what you said, it's like, it is a little bit more open for both teams, because the first goal's already gone, the first 2 goals are already gone. So there's no more real pressure on like who's going to score first, who's going to make the first mistake, because everyone already had that point. So now it's just what team will find the chemistry that is needed to go close towards the back of that net, and what team just can't handle the pressure.
Now Messiahs breaking out of their half. Spoods goes for the shot, and he makes it. 2-1 to Messiahs, and great shot in the end from Spoods. Does well to get a little bump on Yuri. He's not able to fully recover. Takes it round him, gets the goal, and they've taken the lead now for the second time in this series. And it's all on Infinity to kind of break back to that deadlock game.
Yeah, and there was a beautiful play from Messiahs. It was Yuri had a little bit of an awkward touch, and then Stupsy immediately realized that there was an opportunity, took it, and then you get that beautiful team play that led to another time taking lead. And here they might find another goal. So a little bit of an awkward spot. Still, the shot was dangerous. So puts the defense for Infinity a little bit on the back foot. Sully here has a flip set to work, but doesn't find the second one. Stops now into the air towards the backward. Tries to find a double. Does find a double. Can't put it on target. Yuri tries to keep it up. Not the best of touches. Mimical tries to keep it up well. Does manage to get it on the wall. Not enough boost to follow up on his own touch. And Messiahs will take game number 1.
Yeah, very solid showing from Messiahs. Obviously not the team that we expected to come out fighting, but they have. Yeah, I think Form kind of being that slight weak link didn't really show too much at all during that first game. But neither on the other side did solely, not doing too much other than that one assist. But enough has been done by Messiahs. They get their first game on the score sheet. But very solid start from them all round, I think.
Yeah, definitely a very solid start. And, you know, we already talked about it a little bit at the start of this game. It started as a ping pong game. Infinity took the first real opportunity to get a shot on target. Messiahs opened the scoreline. Conceded real quick, but in the second phase where it went back to that ping pong scenario, Messiahs still took the upper hand more and more and more. Where Infinity was kind of feeling, okay, we have some time, we can relax a little bit, we don't really have to push forward. And then you just get a little bit of an awkward touch, and Messiahs, they have proven it already in this game number 1, and I think in many games before in this season, that if you give them a little bit of time or a little opening, they will take it and they will punish you, which they perfectly did with their second goal. So now comes the question, will they be able to do it in game number 2, or will Infinity be able to completely close it down, because they were so close so many times.
Yeah, I think when you get up into the master tier, you end up in this kind of situation where any kind of mistake leads to your opponent scoring. And we saw that basically all 3 of the goals were the only 3 mistakes in the game. So, yeah, I think that's something we need to look into for this series, especially in the eyes of Infinity. Is they just can't make any mistakes against this Messiah team. They're ready for it. They need those points to stay in for play-ins. And against all of the teams to do it, it would be Infinity. So they're definitely pushing forward in this series, taking that first game, and it's all on Infinity now to try and to push back and get something more from this series.
Yeah, and so far they're definitely pushing on the Messiah's defense. Stops here, gets a massive clearance to the other side. Yuri, not the best of touches, but it is enough to keep it away from the post. Really does get a beautiful touch, but gets bumped off. Demo's one for the follow-up. Stoopsy quick shot on target. Will find the inside of the post. And Messiahs open the scoreline yet again.
Starting off game 2, how they finished game 1 with a nice finish from Stoopsy. Very quick one to pounce on after Infinity actually had possession. Very solid way to score a goal. But now it is all on Infinity's shoulders. As they get an early shot off, it isn't able to hit to the back of the net. Good save from Spoods, but now still pushing pressure on. Just seems to be kind of they're pushing that tiny bit too far back when they're rotating. But now Mimikul ends up double committing with form, but isn't able to do anything more than a miss. But Yuri does well to recover as last and kind of slowly starts to release the pressure. But now Infinity trying to push forward yet again. They need this goal to stay in this series, otherwise all mentals might be lost. But yeah, but now Messiahs are having absolutely none of it, pushing straight back in the opposite direction. And we stay in the lead slightly, 1-0, 3 minutes to go. But Mimikul might have something to say about it, isn't able to connect. And yeah, all on Messiahs to push forward and maybe get that second great bump in the end. And Stoopsy gets that second goal.
Oh, this was beautiful. Stoopsy just taking control, beats one. And then you have Spood saying, don't worry, I'll bump the final player. And just like that, 3 minutes on the clock, Messiahs take a 2-goal lead. And now even more pressure is on the shoulders of Infinity. Because the only thing they've been doing so far is they have a little bit of pressure. It's just not enough. Sula here, it's like 2 is not enough. Let's put in the third one. 2:50 left on the clock. And just look at this air dribble. Flip reset to work. It does find the backboard and just puts it at the top right corner. Beautiful masterclass there from the master player. And now you're just looking at the stars like how can they feel so comfortable in this series where they're playing the number 1 seed of their conference.
What a goal from Soli that one was. Off the ceiling into the flip reset, into the touch, and gets the double to seal it all. But now the mountain to climb for Infinity is ever so much taller. But Mimikul trying to say something about it, does say something about it, gets one back just as we tick past the halfway point, and does really well. Nice interception from Form, and Mimikul threads the needle through Spoods and Soli, gets that goal back, and now the mountain has crumbled slightly. They've got slightly less to climb, and still half the game remaining, anything can happen.
Yeah, and one thing that Infinity should be doing here in this series, or definitely in this game number 2, what they tried in game number 1 but not really too much, is try to find each other a little bit more. Because every time that ball's going forward, there's one player on the receiving end, but there's no player able to follow up on it. Just like Mimikul's on the receiving end of the touch, bangs it forward, Form and Yuri nowhere to be found. the even follow-up. So they're banging it forward, they're clearing the ball, they're creating some opportunities, but they're not creating any team play opportunities. So maybe if Infinity can push with 2 people forward instead of only 1, there can create a little bit more chances. Try to find a couple more bombs. Beautiful save from Form here to make sure that they're still in the battle. But Infinity, you're not showing your full potential, and maybe it could be Form not really living up to the name that we kind of said at the beginning of this series, or maybe it's just Messiahs being a little bit too strong.
The Messiahs have just been all round solid other than that slight little hiccup, but they're just, I haven't really seen many mistakes come out from them. But maybe a little bit of a double commit, a little bit of a problem, but Soli's able to get back, clear that one away. But Infinity are still knocking on the door. But a good demo on Stoopsy. Yuri isn't able to capitalise on it. But they're still pushing forwards. Form now in the air, tries to take it, comes down to Yuri, who bangs it to the corner, goes for the double read, gets it, but Soli does well to intercept, and Infinity are running out of time now to get these 2 goals, and Messiahs don't look like giving up anytime soon.
With balls like that where you're not even touching it, you're so close but you're not even touching it, that is not gonna help you. Form should have touched that one to keep at least the offense for Infinity going to have a chance to score that second goal that they so desperately need. As time is ticking down, Mimco infield pass shot from Form will be saved by Stoopsy. Gets the savior medal to the name. Suli in the corner, keeps the ball there. Mimco tries to find the backboard, doesn't have success, only finds Stoopsy. Form beautiful bump, quick shot on target, will go in with a little help of the post. Yuri does make the difference between the 2 teams back to 1. 13 seconds left on the clock. Jeff, do you think Infinity can get that final goal needed to force overtime?
They're building momentum. That's 2 pretty quick-ish goals back-to-back. The 13 seconds might be slightly too quick. Stoopsy blocks that one out, but now Yuri gets a good touch. Sony spoods back. Mimical gets a good touch to the backboard, but Spoods is there to meet it. And now it seems to just be ticking along into their half. So Yuri does keep it up, tries to get another touch. Good touch from Form. Is Mimical able to get there? He does. Goes off the backboard, is able to meet him, scores the 0-second goal, ties it up for Infinity, and what a way to finish game 2.
I was scared for a second. I saw Mimical keep it up, I saw Yuri whiffing the ball, like, oh no. The overtime's not gonna happen, but just like that, Form is there to take a shot. Yuri in the 4-second overtime takes the win. Just, I don't know what's going on here, but Yuri gets a beautiful touch just before the defense slows it down and then tips it over. Infinity in a beautiful showing here at the end of game number 2 take the win.
There he is, Mr. Form takes the MVP in that game despite not scoring that final goal, but took the inevitable goal to take it to overtime. And I think fully deserves the MVP just for that. But as we await Messiah's returning, as they don't think they seem too happy about that final goal, Infinity do tie up the series 1-1, and yeah, just a great showing from Infinity to ice up in that last little bit of that game.
Oh, that was a beautiful team play. I'm not gonna say because I want to talk about this in RSCast next Monday. But if someone would have clipped that and submitted it, I would be very happy. Because that is just beautiful team play from Infinity. For game 1 and 2, they've been quiet as a team so many times in a row. Every shot was more either a quick infield pass with a little bit of luck on their side, or a solo play. But that final goal to force the overtime was beautiful team play. And then Yuri, just in 4-second overtime after the kickoff, take everything in his own hands to put it towards the back of the net. That is just class from the number 1 in the Glaciers Conference. And now game 3 is completely open. I was like, maybe it can be a Messiah series, because they looked very confident in game number 1 and 2. But now 1-1, like you said, is the series score. There's more than enough time for Infinity to show everyone, like, we're playing not as good as we should play, but we're still the best in the conference.
Yeah, I think it's all on Infinity now to just kind of take the momentum into this game. They scored 4 goals unanswered in that game after pretty much having 4 scored against them, I answered. So it's on them to kind of take the momentum into this game. But with we're back at 0-0, which is definitely where Messiahs want to be after that very upsetting overtime goal. But now Spoods tries to get something, isn't able to get too much on it, and we're back with Infinity in possession.
Yeah, and now there's one burning question on my mind. It is mostly on Messiahs. They lost in the final seconds. They had that they didn't want it overtime. They were so close to make sure they could win game 2. In the end, not all the cards were aligned for them. But how is the mental? How are the communications going into this game number 3? Already a little bit over 1 minute in this game, and so far they look pretty comfortable with the pressure they are trying to build. But is it enough, or is there slowly a voice in the back of the head saying, we lost game 2 to this roster while we were winning almost the entire game? What is going to happen in this one? So only time will tell, I know that, but it is something that should be playing in Messiah's backhead.
Yeah, usually something that I kind of see in players is as soon as that game was done, they were out the lobby making new presets. They weren't too happy, but maybe it's working. Solely opens the scoring 1-0, and that kind of semi came out of nowhere. Form with not the greatest of saves, and Solely capitalizes on that. As I said, you make a mistake in Master, you pay for it, and Messiahs take the lead only 2 minutes into the game.
Now that you mentioned the presets, one thing that does catch my eye is Stupsy played in the Octane in game 1 that was played the dominance in game 2 and lost. So maybe now going back to the Octane helped a little bit that the dominance was not the hard to beat. But it could be superficial, it could be actually an effect, who knows. Yuri on the other end is like, I don't care, I'm just gonna take it into the air, try to make a shot on target, because why not? Form tries to get a touch here as well, can't follow up on his own touch, is stuck on the ceiling. Yuri and Stupsy both in the air. Stupsy tries to get a touch mid, does get it, but no one else seems able to follow up. And Form a little bit of an awkward spot there, but at least the ball is not in a dangerous spot that they're conceding the goal.
Bit of an overcommit from Messiahs, but Stupsy does very well to get back to it. Maybe a bit of an overcommit now from Infinity. Yuri trying to get something, but Miracle is the one to get the touch.
Oh, no.
It might be an open goal. He's not able to get there. No boost. Pinches it middle, but Solly's able to read it before Form. And now it looks pretty open on the Infinity backline. Form gets up to it, isn't able to connect, but Miracle is able to clean up. And that was an opportunity for both teams there. But the game remains 1-0 to Messiahs as Yuri pings it across his own goal line. And eventually works out and ends up back near Messiahs, but both of those opportunities probably should have gone in.
Imagine being the last man, seeing you get beat, and then just saying, think like, oh no, I'm the reason we tied up this game, and then seeing the other player just completely, well, miss the net and just touch the ball a little bit hard. And it's a sigh of relief. And then on the other side, you can't score. That's just sad. But like I said, they were both so close with potential goals. So now, who's gonna make the next mistake? Because those were 2 big mistakes, and they were unanswered here in this game. That's something that you don't see that often. Yuri here on the other end is already up in the air towards the ceiling. Tries to get the ball in front of the net to drop down, but Suli was there to deny it. Suli there gets another touch. Yuri on his own defensive line gets it past 1. Tries to get another touch. Does get it past 2. 2 whiffs in a row. Suli, Stupsy both going for that ball there. Leaves the Form completely open to take it into the air. Infield pass. No shot, but Mimko does keep it in front of target. Yuri with the 50-50. And the ball is still in the Messiah side. No player from Infinity lucky to really break through. But Yuri tries to get an infield pass. Stupsy will deny.
It's been constantly here, Infinity in Messiah's half. This might be a chance. No, Mimical is having none of it for relieving this pressure. Solely plays it under Form. Yuri now kind of on his own, but is able to get a good enough touch. Takes it round 1, takes it round 2. But Stoopsy's there to meet him yet again. But now as the time as the clock ticks down, 5 seconds left to go. Yuri gets a touch, but this one's looking a bit too difficult for Infinity. Good touch from Yuri. It is there for the taking. Mimical pops it middle. Yuri gets a touch.
Oh, no way.
He keeps it, but Soli's up. He puts it down. And Messiahs take game 3 after what could have been another chaotic 0-second goal.
I was sitting with my hands on my face like, oh, please don't give me another overtime like this. Don't give us another overtime like this. I saw the ball in the infinity side, slowly going down. The ball goes up. Yuri keeps it up in front of the Messiah's net, and I was like, oh, come on, please score. But no, Messiah's defense held strong, and they're now 2-1 in the series here against Infinity. Infinity, only thing they can get is a draw result here, which would kind of stabilize them as the number 1 seed in the conference. Messiahs, on the other hand, if they win, they have a good chance to move into the top 5 of the conference. So it's definitely a wanted result for them. But now, chaps, going into this final game, we had one game where Messiahs was kind of dominant. They won 2-1. Then a messy game where Infinity managed to win for some reason with a beautiful overtime. And here in Messiahs, they scored early. They held the lead the entire time in game number 3. So what do you think is going to happen in game 4?
Oh, it's one you really can't call right now. I think both teams are kind of doing things, but you're not really seeing too much kind of goals. I said I thought this would be a goal fest, and we've just seen a 1-0 win. So definitely one that is completely down to the players on the field. One thing I did want to mention, Form taking the top spot on the Infinity team, I think coming from 3 saves, but both Yuri and Mimical not able to break 200 points in that game. So maybe they're the ones, we said, oh, it's all on Form, he's going to be the one to kind of bring the link together, but it seems Form's doing his bit. It's on Mimical and Yuri to kind of be the outstanding players we know they are, and to kind of push forward in the rest of the series. Form puts it on target, Mimical's up to meet it too, Yuri comes in for the follow but isn't able to get there, good clear away. But now Messiah starts to bring it forwards, Mimical's able to get across to it, straight to Stoopsy, who goes for the shot, ricochets off about 300 people, and now Infinity tried to bring it back forwards, good touch from Mimical, but it falls back on Yuri, and now Messiah's finally relieved of some pressure.
Yeah, we see here within the first minute a couple of good opportunities for Infinity, beautiful couple opportunities for team play as well. They're really trying to find each other. Tough commit like this doesn't help their endeavor, but at least they're sure that they really want to get that draw result. They want to fight for it, and with the opportunities so far that they've created, it's good. But the defense from Messiahs, it's not easy to break down, and they're proving it here as well. Form now gets it past 1, tries to flick past the second one as well, does bump 1. Yuri tries to get an infield pass, Surly denies. Mimical is not really able to follow up, and Surly from the wall doesn't have much boost, does get an infield. Subsea, a little bit of an awkward touch, but keeps it towards the wall, just trying to keep the ball close, so there's no unwanted pressure on his own back net. And now
Infinity tries now to bring it forwards. Messiahs again relieving the pressure. They've been doing a great job at it, constantly blocking the clearances and keeping it in that half. But Yuri now trying to take it off the backboard. Stoopsy again there to meet it. Mimical meets it again. It's constant pre-jumps in this lobby. Everyone's ready, reading what's going to happen next. But now Yuri brings it forward. Form with a nice little touch. Soli's able to meet it. No one there for the follow-up after the save. Soli does well to get it over Form. Mimical's able to clear it up on the back line. And as we tick over the halfway mark, we're still at 0-0 unless Messiahs have something to say about it. Soli's not able to meet it, and we stay level pegging.
Yeah, and here an opportunity for Infinity, but Spoots, the savior, rushes back, clears it with a little bit of help from the woodwork. You're now into the air, tries to get a pinch down. No, it will be saved by Spoots yet again. Mimical from the wall gets an infield pass. Spoots can't follow up. Double commit from the other 2 Messiahs players. Mimical now gets a little bit of a pinch towards the backboard of Messiahs. Form up, quick shot on target will be wide. Mimical tries to follow up, doesn't get too much contact. And a couple good opportunities again for Infinity, but nothing really too dangerous to find back at the net.
No, been very much a kind of back and forth game, this one here in game 4. A minute 50 left on the clock, and neither team has really put anything dangerous on net. I think it's very much become the kind of passive game. Neither team wants to be that one to overcommit, as we've seen the mistakes get capitalized on instantly from both of them. Mimical gets a good touch. Stoopsy again to meet it. He's always there waiting on the backboard. But Stoopsy gets the touch, gets the save. Mimical trying to go for it again, but is able to be beaten. Spoods now a bit awkward from the landing, tries to take it forward, isn't able to. Yuri tries to read Stoopsy. Form clears it away, and it's again back and forth. One team gets an attack, it goes straight into a counter, which goes straight back again soon.
And then when the moment you think, oh, they get a beautiful touch, they can follow up, and then you look at the boost like, ah, yeah, they don't have enough. No, good shot from Form, might be a little dangerous. Mimical tries to follow up, doesn't have too much success. Sully clears it all the way into the other side. No, Yuri finds contact straight afterwards, clears it all the way back to the Messiah side. So he's definitely doing a lot of defensive work. Form finally breaks the deadlock. 50 seconds left on the clock. Takes just a banger of a shot straight on net. And Sully was a little bit too low to save it. And Infinity, 50 seconds away from getting the draw result that they really need.
I think for the first time, other than the overtime win and the first game, I think this is the first time that Infinity have taken the lead in this series. They almost get it taken away from them straight away, but Mimical does well to keep it out. Now takes it forward, tries to pass it to Former. Stoopsy again is up in the air waiting for it. Good bump from Yuri to keep it there, but Solely isn't able to connect. Mimical doesn't get there either. Leaves it completely open for the man, the myth, the legend, Stoopsy, who finally puts that one in the back of the net after a bit of a problem on the back line from Mimical and Solely.
Yeah, and Solely, I don't know if it was intentional to completely whip the ball, but it did work in the favor of Messiahs, because Mimical thought, okay, he's gonna hit the ball, or he's gonna bump me, so I have to drive a little bit further forward. And then Stoopsy can take a quick shot on target, just put it in between the defense and the post, and it worked beautifully. And now final seconds ticking down. We're on the verge of seeing another overtime. Beautiful save here, so we don't see that final second goal here for Messiahs. Stoopsy trying to keep it up, finds Form to keep it up with him. Boots will drop it down. No, will keep it up as well. Mimical on the other end is a little bit too far away to follow up on it. And we have a game for overtime. Golden goal to decide if it's Messiah's gonna win or Infinity taking the draw.
Form keeping his team in it, scores the goal and gets the ever elusive save to keep them at a 1-1 game. But Mimical now tries to bring it forwards, well blocked by Solely. Now Form all alone on the back line, gets a good touch, is able to take it over the top, takes it to the wall, is able to get his flip back, does use it to get a wave dash, takes it round another, is doing absolutely amazing down this left hand side, but Spoods is able to relieve the pressure. Mimical now gets a good touch, Solely with a good clear. Maybe a little bit of an overcommit from the third man, but they do enough to keep it out, and Spoods keeping the pressure up, tries to play it forward. Stoopsy there again, Form with another great 50. Good bump from Yuri. Mimical not able to get on it, but puts it middle now. But Stoopsy does well, keeps control, keeps possession, gets a stealing pinch. That's going in, but Form's able to get there again. Keeps it at 1-1, keeps us in the overtime. Now a minute ticked on.
Spoods trying to get the 50, didn't have much boost to work with. Wanted to find Mimical in the air. Sully wins the 50. Yuri goes for a 50 as well. Stoopsy now in the air, finds the board, finds the shot on target, will go in. Messiahs take a 3-1 victory over the number 1 seed Infinity, and Stoopsy gets the credit for ending the series with that beautiful double touch from the backboard.
Yeah, really, really good series, I think, all round from Messiahs, especially Stoopsy. He had some amazing plays, was constantly pre-jumping, which I'm sure was getting in the heads of Infinity, always seems to. But I think it's just an all-round great series for Messiahs to take a 3-1 against our league leaders.
Yeah, and you know, we both said it's gonna be a 3-1. We were boring, but we chose the wrong side. We said Infinity's gonna win this. And Messiahs, they stepped up huge, and they just said, like, they were so close to actually getting a sweep here, but Infinity in game 2, they had an answer for it. But Messiahs, congrats, you took down the number 1. You are in a little bit of a better spot to make or to keep top 6, but it still depends on the other results. But did you at any point expect this, chaps?
To be honest, no. But I think just looking at the post series stats we have up on the screen, I think it was such a close series all round. 30 shots to 30, 52% possession to 48, 18 saves to 19. They're so close together in every single stat. It's almost identical, other than the elusive wins where Messiahs took 3 of them. And yeah, it was such a close series, and I think Messiahs will be absolutely buzzing to take the 3-1 from that series.
And the person we've been talking about so much, Stupsy, is gonna be the series MVP. 1,589 points, 16 shots, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 saves, only 1 demo. So he's not really a demo merchant, but still 5 saves in those 4 games, 4 goals and 16 shots. It's a lot to really contribute to the team to make sure you got that victory, and he deserves it as well.
Yeah, I think he was just the standout player all round. If you just watch the series, he was constantly pre-jumping, blocking shots, blocking like clearances, getting loads of interceptions. I think he was just an all-round solid player, and he had the stats to show it and got that series MVP. But we've come to the end of this series now. We've only got 20 minutes till our next one, so not too long to wait. But if Stingray could ever kindly show us the rest of the games for the evening. We have 2 more coming at you. We've got 1 more in the master tier. We have Illusion versus, I believe, Vulcan.
Yep.
And then we've got 1 down in the rival tier, which is Onka versus Hydras, a game that I am always one that I love. I've got a friend that plays for 1, and I've got a full team that play for me. So it's gonna be a series that I'm definitely gonna be watching. But other than that, hopefully you stick around with us as the evening goes on, and that's enough from me and Tavish. We'll leave you in the hands of Smokey Bear and Sporty, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. like it's our way to fly. We're chasing a reason to exist, but can't seem to escape the loneliness. Running in circles around happiness. With houses made of gold, it's not about what we own. We follow what we're told. United to the mold. Is this what we need to breathe, or are we just feeding our disease? We lost sight of what we can't touch. We lost it all. We can't remember how to love. I'm fumbling with an empty heart. We taste our grave until we start. We wonder why we feel empty inside. Why there's a hunger that we can't satisfy. A rolling world with a bad design. Waste our time on an endless climb. With houses made of gold, it's not about what we own. We follow what we're told. United to the mold. Is this what we need to breathe, or are we just feeding our disease? Prisoners of a hopeless war, fighting with a double-edged sword. We could be free if we stop feeding our disease. We stand on top of the world, but still feel so alone. We stand on top of the world. With no one's own, we stand at the top of the world alone. With houses made of gold, it's not about what we own. We follow see your halo fall, halo fall. I can see your halo fall. 'Cause I had it then, I lost it all. I can see your halo fall, halo fall. I can see your halo fall. 'Cause I had it then, I lost it all. I'm sick of this and that. Do you really wanna know what I've been through? Gotta take you back to when I was 22. Had the worst conversations, the worst temptations. And I don't mean to be down and all, but all I really needed was some alcohol, yeah, to hold me back, to break me down. When I was looking for you, you were never around. It feels like there's nowhere I can turn. When I'm down, it's never a concern. I feel tired, but I don't sleep at night. I'm still a human, right? So leave me on the night. Just numb the pain. Everybody hands up if you feel the same. I'm sick, just numb the pain. I don't really wanna feel, I'm going insane. If I could just control my mind, I wouldn't need to run and hide. If I could show you what inside, then you would know what hell is like. Try seeing different doctors and say, listen here son, you just bombarded with all these false thoughts and everything. Taking all these pills to feel a bit. Got me thinking that life is truly short. Got me thinking that this is my last resort. All I wanted was for them to hear me more. Why am I the only one surviving the storm? Yeah. It feels like there's nowhere I can turn. When I'm down, it's never a concern. I feel tired, but I don't sleep at night. I'm still a human, right? So leave me on the night. I'm sick, just numb the pain. Everybody hands up if you feel the same. I'm sick, just numb the pain. I don't really wanna feel, I'm going insane. If I could just control my mind, I wouldn't need to run and hide. If I could show you what inside, then you would know what hell is like. Hey, yeah, yeah. Just numb the pain. I don't really wanna feel, I'm going insane. If I could just control my mind, I wouldn't need to run and hide. If I could show you what inside, then you would know what hell is like. Then you would know what hell is like.
everyone, and welcome. RSC action brought to you here. I'm Smokey FC, and joining me is Smokey Bear. Smokey Bear, it's nice to see you. And as I said, we've got some incredible matches coming up.
Yeah, it's nice to see you as well. I'm really excited for our first cast together, and of course the second cast of the evening for RSC. And you know, my goodness, what a game we have on our hands, Sporty.
Oh yeah, definitely. Again, we've got an insane match: a third seed versus a fifth seed, Vulcan versus Illusion, Forg versus Illusory, and another set of four to kind of end off the other season for the teams. At this point, the playoffs are feeling pretty comfortable. We can kind of comfortably say who's going to be making the playoffs for this Masters division, but these teams still want a couple more games, and for all these teams, seeding is still up for grabs. There's a lot of teams in this race. In fact, I can count 5 different teams who have between 30 and 40 wins, and all of them are vying for the best possible ending to their regular season.
Yeah, that's just it. And you know, this matchup that we've got tonight, you know, there's only 3 wins between these teams. So, you know, of course, we've got a 4-game series matchup. You know, these tables could turn here very, very quickly between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that they're not just thinking about themselves at this point. They're thinking about the fact that there's tons of other teams around them. I mean, Illusory and Forg are fighting off against each other, but these wins aren't just important for them to get away from each other, but also for them to get away from some of these other teams. Forg, you know, potentially could actually get to the number 2 seed by the end of the day. It would be a very difficult thing to do, but they could do it, and they could potentially drop, if they were to lose all 4 games today, they would drop down to they could drop down potentially to 6th in the leaderboard. So just that alone is a lot of changing. And then for Illusion, again, with 36 wins right now, if they can win all their matches, they could potentially get 3rd seed. If they lose all of them, they could go down to 6th. And again, they don't want to be in that position. And again, at this point, for these teams, it's just about who can get the best spot at the end of the season, and really who can come in with that confidence and end off the regular season with a good performance.
Yeah, and that's just it. And you know, looking at the players we've got in this matchup here as well, we've got a few players that can put in performances, don't we? And look at some of these stats across the board. We've got SJH and Matty in for Forge, and you know, that's a 36 and a 37%, a very close one from Tommy D from Illusory as well. You know, that's some good shot consistency right there. And you were having a look at some of the demoing players as well, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I was looking at Rahu, and he's leading in 2 different statistics that are really interesting. He's one of the top leaders when it comes to demos. He's, in fact, if I actually just take a look at the little stats here, he is, and I'm trying to make sure I get the right stat. Of course, someone changes the stats on me. Here we go. He is number 9 on demos and number 9 in assists. So Rahu's going to be an interesting player because the demo playstyle is one that's going to become really important because all these teams have gotten so good to the point where defense is starting to become something that you can't just beat by playing good. No, you have to be able to get yourself time and space, and I think we're going to have to see them get more, make more space, and the way to do it is through demos. At this point in the season, you're playing off against so many other good teams that demos are starting to become kind of necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's going to take tactics, it's going to take strategy out there tonight. These are two top teams within this tier absolutely having a battle. So, on that note, Sporty, shall we go for predictions?
Yeah, we might as well go for it. And well, I'm going to preface my prediction with the fact that the last time these two teams met, Vulcan was able to beat Illusion 3-1. But at this point, Illusion are actually running on a bit of a hot streak. 2 straight wins over Heck and Kings in their bracket. 2 teams as well, you know, fighting in here. Again, those teams, I think Heck is ranked below them. Kings are also ranked below them. Again, 2 teams that are ranked weaker, that 7th and 10th seeds. But that is that they haven't had to face against another really difficult team yet in a while, and their last loss haven't come down to Messiahs. I do think Vulcan are the better team here, and I do think, and I usually like to predict wins for teams, and so I think Vulcan is taking this 3-1.
Interesting. You know, I really like that. I think that, you know, we've seen some strong performances from Vulcan. I think that we've also seen some really strong performances from Illusion so far in the league. And on that note, I've also seen, you know, quite a few draws creeping up here and there. I do feel like these teams are pretty even Stevens, as I always like to say, and I'm going for the draw. 2-2 here tonight.
I mean, I'm not surprised that you would go that sense when, for Vulcan, of their last 5 weeks, 3 of them were draws and 2 of the last 5 for Illusion. So these teams, again, I told you, teams are starting to get really close to each other in ranking. I do think Demos could be the difference maker, and I think Demos are what favor Illusion in this matchup in these 4 games, but we'll see if they can do that. It's not going to be an easy task, that's for sure. They're trying to punch against a team that is ranked above them in the standings, but that could all change by the end of the day.
Yep, that's just it. And, you know, these players, they'll be rocking, they'll be raring, they'll be ready to go. And in this game 1, you know, as well, they'll be looking to shake off a couple of nerves here off the shoulders. And a big welcome to everyone in the chat as well. Lovely to see you all, excited to bring you the action tonight live. First Stadium, Manfield. Now, Illusory Rojo trying to play it into the middle towards Tommy. Finds the link-up play on the front post. There could be a quick follow-up, but no. Big clear off to the side wall. Great follow-up from Matien. It's just going to fall short into the possession of Mythic now. Nice flick up and over, but look how quick and responsive these players are here in Game 1. It's not slow, not for a second, Sporty.
No, and what Vulcan are trying to do right now is they're trying to cut off those passing lanes early from Illusion. Take away that chance to break through the defense, and for so many teams at this point, that passes are what they're trying to work with, and I'm not surprised Vulcan are making it clear that they don't intend to let Illusion get those passing plays for free, as SJH can't get past Rahu. Again, I said, is that player to focus on, and as soon as Rahu starts to get more demo heavy, you're going to see him look for teammates, find plays in the midfield, and Illusion are making it clear they don't want that to happen as Rahu. That one blocked by Jody Unknown, and Vulcan waiting for the chances, trying to get him. Illusion right now have done well to keep the ball and have done well to challenge Vulcan just as aggressively as Vulcan have at the start of this game.
Yeah, you know, they're keeping up with each other's speed pretty well here. We're seeing a lot of back and forth, you know, we're seeing a lot of that hot potato game. No one trying to hang on to the ball for too long right now, and you know, there's many roaring engines closing into each 50, each play as the ball advances now into the half of forwards. A good bump there on the front post from Mythic, but Jody Unknown, very clutch play getting that up and out of there. But wait, there's been a slip up there. Tommy's managing to capture it from the sidewall, but with no boost, it has to be a pass. Tries to find that link up with Mythic, it's just falling short on these 50s here. Rojo manages to jump up and get that one away, but the pressure still looming now.
And a lot of what Vulcan is doing right now is they're waiting for Illusion. They are not winning the possession, or not winning this game to challenge it. Instead, they're waiting for the plays in midfield, waiting for those plays where they can link up with each other. I mean, generally speaking, teams that are good at passing are good at stopping the passing, and Vulcan actually have already started to stop the passing from Illusion, and now they're bringing it themselves, but still, it's Illusion who, with these, like, you know, quick chances coming from Vulcan, they've done well to get back in time and get themselves in the right positions to cut off the plays.
That's just what it takes right now, especially in this game 1. You've got to be in the right place at the right time, as was Tommy there, as was Raho, absolutely seemed like an unstoppable defense right now. What will it take to break this wall down? Now SJH managing to pounce in that one. Mattian tries to redirect it to the backboard, but of course going to be a very easy pick up for Mythic, but a quick 50 there in again from SJ is going to keep that back and the possession of Vulcan. And now up to the backboard, Mattian diving in, but also Tommy, the winner of that duel there, keeping the pressure out from now, but not for long. SGH and Jody closing in, only to fall out to the side again. Very close moments here for this Vulcan attack, but right now the illusion defense, they're definitely eluding their opponents. Again, on the defense though, from Vulcan, you know, they've got all cannons firing in attack and defense as well, Sporty. Super impressive stuff from both of these teams here in game number 1. They're not letting up an inch.
They're not letting up anything, and what these teams are going to do is just about that quick offense, that quick attack, and these teams are not wasting any time to get upfield, and oh, I love to see that. It's quick play style, nobody trying to speed slower than the other. Someone's got to outpace the other though, as we've gone through over 3.5 minutes of gameplay and still no goals going in. But when it comes down to shots, Vulcans, their counterattack heavy playstyle has favored them. 5 shots to 1. Here comes number 6 from Mattian. Tommy doesn't have it. Rahu will clear. Vulcan are still attacking, and Illusion starting to break apart on defense. Boost running out on all 3 players, but they get a clear and they get a 50, and now Vulcan's got to go back. Rahu on target, he doesn't have it. Tommy with the follow, that one's wide, and nothing going through. Vulcan back the other way, but it's Illusion with a demo, and it's just back and forth. Nobody's been able to break through each other, and as you've said, and I think you've called it so eloquently, these teams are building up brick walls in that back line.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. What do you think it's going to take, Sporty, you know, for one of these walls to break down? You know, you were mentioning about the pace there, you know, they're constantly outpacing each other, catching each other up. Do you think it's that? Do you think it's just going to be, you know, a moment of repetition and rotation until someone breaks first?
I think it's going to be the demos. Again, I've said it already, and I'll say it again. It's who has started to get a little bit more involved in demos. He's not afraid to use them here on the side of Illusion. But we haven't seen him do enough of it, at least not in my opinion. We haven't seen him do enough of it, and if he doesn't get those demos more involved, this will be Vulcan's game, and time is running out. Mythic, clear from SJH, Tommy will get up to it in time, but still, 0 seconds, the ball will hit the ground, and for game 1, no goals yet, but someone's got to score here in golden goal territory.
Yeah, that's just that, you know, we've waited all these 5 minutes. And who knows how many more here as both of these teams keep the battle back and forth. But wait a minute, there's been a little team bump there. It's falling quite down, quite awkward, quite short. Rahu can't get it. SJH gets up and clears it away to the ceiling. What a turnaround of possession. But once again, that game of hot potato just going back and forth. Both teams slipping up the pressure, slipping up that possession. But Rahu now with a bit of space and time on the ball, tries to find that link-up play. Tommy does redirect it, but only down to Jody. Jody can't beat Rahu though. Absolutely super defense is keeping this game alive, is keeping the flame burning alive in this game. Look at that from Tommy, passing across to Rahu. Mattian and Jody having to chase now into the corner. 3 player, 4, 5 cars there on that front post in that corner. Like I said, nobody given an inch.
These teams are starting to become really aggressive. They're trusting in only 1 player back instead of 2, are sending more people up to get to those chances, and at some point that's going to break because these teams are playing aggressive, and someone's got to break through as Rahu trying to break through the defense there on Jordy Unknown. Tommy clear to Mythic up to the back wall. Rahu, next one called into action. He'll put this one on, but SJH clears, and still maybe another option downfield. It's Mythic who clears. SJH again off the back wall. SJH is been an offensive powerhouse for this team all season, but this game has not been his strongest performance. 3 shots, 0 goals, only 2 saves from him, and Vulcan are just trying to break their way through, but a pinch away, and this one will roll its way back. Illusion waiting for the opportunity to take the ball, and yet Vulcan just not letting them have it for free. Rahu, Mythic, maybe an infield pass. Here comes Tommy, and that will bounce in. Illusion will take game 1 in overtime.
Absolutely super stuff there. Mythic, what a pass up into the middle. Tommy's up like a missile into the back of that net. Game 1 goes to Illusion, and my goodness, what a spectacle of a game 1 that was. Absolutely incredible from both teams. Pouring blood, heart, soul, sweat, tears, everything you can think of. We had it in that game. What a start to the series, Sporty.
Defenses really did show up here in game one, and we saw some of what these teams wanted to do. Rahu wanted to get more involved in the demos. He instead sat back so far he really couldn't get to it, and Vulcan wanted to counterattack heavy playstyle, but it was Illusion who started to win out on that all-aggressive style that both teams were trying by the end of that overtime, by the end of the, regulation game. And again, these teams playing so aggressive now, they're sending 2 players up to every single attack. They're leaving only 1 back, and that's going to leave the defenses quite afraid, but these teams consider it a risk that needs to happen.
Yep, you seen it, you called it, they were throwing players up there, they were absolutely flinging everything that they had, both of those teams in that game. And, in a series of any games, the first game, you usually always try and, get the sweat on, swipe off your shoulders. But both of those teams, they were just ripping their shirts off and just absolutely getting involved with every single play, showing just as much physicality as they could to each other on the field. And, we did see a couple of demos in there, here and there, and I've noticed one from Rahu as well. But I believe we've got a lot more physicality to come out here on the field. And now Rahu managing to play up to the backboard. It's going to be an easy collection for SJH. Matian going to have to get that quick dribble follow-up. Of course, Rahu's there again, try and get that 50, as is Jordy. Again, a wee bit of this hot potato, a wee bit of back and forth. No one wants to hold on to the ball. Just try and get that into a good area where your teammate can do something with it. And this right here is exactly as I was saying it. They demonstrated it for all of our eyes to see. Look at the link-up play. Jordy Unknown absolutely sending it out to midfield to try and get in front of that. They all knew where that was going. And Tommy with a second goal here tonight in the series.
Yeah, a great play there, but off the kickoff, here goes Betian, and will be stopped by Rahu, and that, again, is just a great way to do it. And again, these teams have been trying desperately to get to those counterattack styles and have it work for them. We have seen very little success of it in game one, but here in game two, Illusion looking like they're going to step up even more. The momentum of game one on their side, but here comes Betian again, another 1v1 opportunity, and he just doesn't have enough boost for it. Vulcan keeping it grounded, but Illusion is not so keen to let it stay that way. Rahu out to Tommy, another redirect from him. He's going to the midfield. Matian has it. Mythic jumping up in time, and a lot of this back and forth. Vulcan again trying to keep the ball as close as they can, trying to draw Illusion into these 50-50s, but Illusion has no issue with that. They're winning these challenges. They're winning the race to the ball, but they may not win this one. Tommy will get there, and Vulcan will need to try again. The defense standing up for Illusion as it did last game, as it has done so well this season. Will require some good defense to keep this lead, because it's only 1 goal, and we know how safe a 1-goal lead is. It's not safe at all.
Yeah, that's just that, and right now they need all the support that they can get. That one slipped up and over the top of Jordy and Tommy. I don't know if it was a clean up on the line. Yeah, it was from Rahu. Either way, what a play, and very unfortunate there for Jordy. It's just slipped up, and the pre-jump's just not quite worked out, has it? Only 2 goals separate these teams, but of course, 2 goals is a big gap when you look at our game 1 that we just had, and we went into overtime for a couple of minutes as well. This could be first possible goal here for Vulcan if they can manage to get on the end, but there we go, Rahu coming out with a demo strong, Sporty.
And that's the Rahu that I'm sure a lot of people are used to, as yeah, I'm not surprised, and a lot of his demos have been quite defensive in nature. He has actually decided to stay up a lot further back than I expected a demo player to do so, as that's a bad mistake in front of it there from Mythic. Vulcan have loved this early challenge ever since the start of the series, and this time it does work on his Mythic. Just needs to be a little bit smarter than that. It's a bad touch, it's giving it away to Jordy Unknown, and Vulcan will clean it up.
Yeah, that's fantastic from Vulcan. It's a fantastic redemption goal for Jordy Unknown as well. And of course, only 1 goal now separating these 2 teams. We've saw how even Stevens it is. Could this be what Vulcan have needed just to finally get that goal drought out the way, get that game 1 out the way? Went 2 goals down and been right, okay, you know what? We're losing now. Let's absolutely, turn it up another notch. And if they can continue to do that, if they can continue to hold off this pressure from Rahu and Mythic, they are redirecting to the backboard, going for some crazy stuff. We've already had some really nice goals. I believe we're about to see some crazy clips here tonight in this matchup. Mythic and Matty in there, Julian in the corner, good follow up from Jordy, but of course it only goes to Rahu. SGH diving up, trying to keep that one away. Matty in, gets in there just in the nick of time. Absolutely interstellar defense there, and of course it's kept them a little bit more pressure from this illusory side. Now Tommy trying to take on 2 in the corner there. SGH fakes it out, goes into the middle. Rahu can't quite get that as well. It's going to fall on the back post. SGH did call it, went to the middle, waited for the pass, waited for the play. Opportunity created, opportunity scored. Fantastic equaliser. 2 goals to 2 with 2 minutes left.
There's a lot of twos in that sentences there, Smokey there, but yeah, you said it exactly. SJH, he's been very quiet so far this series, and being a guy who's had such a strong, history of goal scoring in this league, I believe he's one of the top goal scorers here as well. And again, he's got 52 goals already this season, looking to add to that as he, again, is the top goal scorer in this lobby. Vulcan will want to utilize him as much as possible because SJH has been silenced as now an infield pass. There's another one for SJH. Oh, he almost got to it. It was a great infiltration of that back line from Vulcan for that pinch off the corner, but they couldn't get the shot off it. Now here comes Matian in front, SJH, and oh dear, maybe his shooting has failed him here because that one should have gone in. It really should have gone in, and Vulcan will wish they had that chance back.
Yeah, that's just that. I think they heard me saying something about clips as well, because they just started doing crazy stuff, and this is what we love to see. On with 7 push there, looming in, steals the 100, Matian goes up for the air dribble, but a very, very furious Rahu jumps up, double tap from the way out there, far out, man!
That's incredible from Mythic. That is a difficult, and even SJH didn't expect it. He was going to the back, he was ready to have Mythic fake this one. He had a teammate behind him waiting for it, but Mythic needed nobody, and Illusion have a lead in quite impressive fashion.
Absolutely crazy stuff here! Unbelievable scenes in Forbidden Temple. SGH just creeped up from the sheet in the kickoff and just slipped it right through the letterbox. Oh, absolutely fantastic. That is how you reply. You receive the envelope, you open it up, you reseal it, and you stick it back in the opponent's letterbox. Just right under their noses. And with only 50 seconds left to go, after a very, close, tight net, barely any goals scored. Well, of course, we only had 1 in that game 1. It's been an absolute delight here, a feast of goals in game number 2. We've been 6 so far, and we're potentially heading for more. Now Matian tries to boom that one from the sidewall. Tommy can only get that first touch. There's the link-up play. Jody to Matian. Matian trying to follow it back in the middle, but it fell into quite an awkward area. It was an easy clear away for Mythic, but now Mythic having to follow up in the back of Rahu here. Jody unknown closing in. What a 50. Possible flick up and over the top. Superb stuff here. 4 goals to 3. What a comeback here from Vulcan, showing why they're 3rd seed.
What Jordy Unknown has been doing so well. He sat back, he let the pressure come to him, and being that last player back, it's easy to panic, but he actually puts in a really early challenge, and he catches this Illusion team at the worst possible time. A dribble, and he uses that dominance well. Got so much power. What's one more? Tommy will keep it out, and this time is milking off the clock. Can they get a chance? Tommy demoed. Mythic challenged by Match, and this one will stay on the ground. It's Vulcans who will take game 2 in this series. Is all tied up.
Well, I'm at a loss for words here that we got 7 goals in that game number 2. Having a look at that, SGH popping off with 5 shots, Matian had 3, Jody had 3, Tommy had 2, Mythic had 2, and Rahu had 1. So, we saw a very different game there in that game number 2 compared to that game number 1. There was a lot of back and forth in game number 1, I think especially with the possession in the midfield. There was a lot of back and forth, but I feel like that game was just pure counter-attack. From one side of the field to the other as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, and some really impressive saves there. Tommy and Mythic both getting 2, Matian also getting 2, worth a mention. We've seen some really clutch defense, but the attacking prowess was just so much better from both of these teams. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, so what do you think? We could be, we could be on for both of our predictions here. I just don't actually know where it's going to go.
Me neither, but it is currently staying very close. And yeah, I think a lot of the reason why we have more goals is from what I said in game 1. These teams weren't willing to take chances. Now from game 2, they were. They always sent 2 players up in attack, always sent 2 players to offense. Were willing to take those chances to get as many goals as they could. And in game 3, I see no slowing down. Both these teams have seen success, and really the only way to change it now is to see who's going to be that last one back, who's going to step up. An illusion, it's been Rahu most of the time, who's been sitting back and waiting for the chance to come to him on the side of Vulcan. I've been focusing a lot on Jordy, unknown of being that most defensive player, and I think it's going to be important as that's just open. Mythic will take it for free, and Vulcan were caught napping.
Yep, absolutely sleeping up the back of the bus there, and Mythic's like, free goal? Happy days! I'm gonna bang that one right in the middle of the net. And of course that is what they need, and I want to hear it from you guys in the Twitch chat as well. You've heard our predictions. I know we'll see your guys' predictions and the and after the game, after the series, but I want to see it in chat too. Who are you guys here to see? Who are you guys rooting for? Because you know, we've got 6 amazing players on the field here to root for. Matty with an amazing save, good link-up play in the corner, but of course possession's going to turn around there to Tommy. Mythic's going to have to try and shadow this one from Jordy. Tries to set it up in the air, Rahu goes flying, but there's going to be a player from Vulcan that gets there first, as well as an immediate follow-up from SGH, finding a pass into the middle. Jordy unknown just sinks it past the post. Very unfortunate there.
Jordy wished he had a little more on that one. I mean, he was the one that scored the game winner last game, and well, the shooting that we've seen from him before, that is a terrible shot from him, and not what you would expect at all from a player like Jordy, who's been shooting so well here on the side of Vulcan. But instead, they've got to try again. SJH wants a double. Mythic, who is now taking more defensive positioning, is sitting back, and will save it that one. I mean, Mythic again is one of the top saviors in this division, and it's not surprising to see that himself has also gotten a lot of saves in these last couple of games. In this one, though, none yet, but the pressure from Vulcan definitely mounting, and Mythic's had to make a lot of key stops.
Yeah, they have, and it's been some very impressive ones as well. You know, Vulcan who seemed to be unstoppable in attack in that game number 2, you know, just felt like everything that they were doing, you know, if it wasn't getting saved, because it was all on target. But you know, this game, it's not quite been the same story here in game number 3. Oh my goodness, Tommy there also managing to score from the deflection on the 50. Some good 50-50s coming in from SGH, but the ball does just fall away. And now Rahu trying to set up Mythic there in the middle, but it's an immediate follow-up from Matty in. Can't beat Tommy though. Goes all the way up and over. Mythic redirects it down. And it's a good follow-up from Tommy, but of course, unfortunately, it stank right past the post. Now Matty with a full court. Oh, was getting ready to scream the musty there, but it just didn't come off. Very impressive stuff anyway. You can see these players are absolutely going for clips. You know, with so many high-quality plays here in this series tonight. Whether it's been, you know, 1-goal games, you know, 7-goal games, back to 1-goal games, you know, the quality of play here in this game's 40. I'm sure you'll agree, these players giving it their all. And Mythic there, giving all to the front post, but SGH as well.
Yeah, and a lot of what these teams are doing now is it's a lot of solo plays, and you're seeing a lot more of them because of how these teams are playing, because they don't want to take the same risks they did last game. They don't want to give up the defense for free, as Mythic with the fake, the pinch. Oh, what a save, Jordy Unknown. Oh, get there in time. He hits it off a post, and Vulcan somehow only keep it as a 1-goal difference. Illusion had the chance to make it 2, and Vulcan, the defenders, get there in time. And again, we're seeing this increased defensive play as SH. Oh my goodness. Wait a second! That hit off of a Vulcan defender. I believe it was SJH who got this last touch. I don't know what this was, but the Panic took control, and Illusion will get their 2nd goal eventually.
Yeah, I didn't even actually see that first time round from where my camera was, and that was very unfortunate. But will we see a bit of redemption here from SGH? Not this time. Matty and Jody though trying to pick up the pieces here in this attack, but it's going to be Tommy that fills out the rest of the jigsaw, getting the pass there to Rahu. But wait a minute, there's another demo. This could open up the space, this could open up the play, but Jordy gets up there in time. Finds that link-up play with SGH, but a missed touch has gave up possession once more. Mythic can't keep it down though. Tommy can, takes it down with a shot. Good save from Matty, and good follow-up from Rahu. Mythic can't quite get it on time. It's just a lot of back and forth here, and just which one of these teams are going to break here in this play?
Yeah, again, Vulcan a really big test. Illusion have brought an offensive style, and a lot of what they're doing is they're sending 2 players up still, but they're starting with solo plays so that they don't overcommit into offense, and they've just been doing that style a lot better. What a dunk from Matian, though! That's off the crossbar. Vulcan waiting for an opportunity to present itself as Jordy to SJH. Redirect down, and it will be tucked past the right side. Vulcan are giving themselves a chance. What a shot from SJH.
Well, we wanted clips and we got a beautiful redirect there, backwards as well. Nice assist into the middle, and with 47 seconds left to go, it could be a clinical moment here for Vulcan. SJH gets that big boom up the other side, but there's way too many illusionary defenders for now. With a sweet counter attack from Illusion here, could secure them a 3rd goal. But Jordy, like that cushion, like the favourite pillow that you go to sleep with, absolutely being there for you at that last moment. And you know, I think that follow-up was good as well, because of course it was another player that missed. Matian with a lovely follow-up air dribble, it bounces in off the post. Jordy unknown. Vulcan, the equaliser. 18 seconds left to go. Game 3 can go anywhere now.
Vulcan, they want this game desperately, because if they can, they will, without a doubt, secure that 3rd seed. They just need to continue this. They need 1 more goal. They can see themselves being at the top of this grouping, and again, all they need is 1 more goal to do it. 10 seconds though, they could get themselves a chance. SJH, Jordy unknown, fakes it. SJH to commit there on the side of Illusion, but they will look to pinch this one out, and we could see another overtime. This one will eventually hit the ground, and here we go, another golden goal game, but this one for Vulcan has a lot on the line when it comes down to seeding.
Yep, you know, they want to close this out, but you know who wants to close it out more? It's Rahu! And my goodness, look at that kickoff. That is absolute insanity. Kachow, Lightning McQueen, absolutely insane here in Sovereign Heights. What a way to win game number 3. Super impressive stuff from Illusion. Wow!
But you're still alive here. Smokey Bear, you might have actually, been very right when you were talking about your prediction, because this has been a very even series, and I think we're seeing some slight changes in that prediction, in those play styles. I'm seeing some slight changes in, what these teams are doing, who they're sending up, how they're sending them up, and again, just different styles are favoring different players. And Illusion and Vulcan both try a style where they start with solo plays and then they bring in that second player. It's not as aggressive as game 2, and we're seeing that on the scoreboard, but still bringing that aggression in. Illusion this time was able to do it. They seems matched in shots, 9 each. And again, for Vulcan at this point, they're tied. At the very best, at the very worst, if things go wrong, they'll be tied for 3rd seed. But they want that next game just to secure it here. And for Illusion, again, now they've got 2 games. They themselves want to get into that 4th seed. Another game win could keep them even further there, because at this point, they're Illusion are in that 4th seed, but they want to make sure that they can get another one.
Yep, what they want to do now is, take that momentum that they've just regained again, and, take it through with the final game, in this series. And, well, my goodness, the stage is on, and the lights are here, and my goodness, there's a spotlight on this game. Game number 4, here we go. 5 minutes ticking on the clock. 5 minutes to determine the fate of this series. And who will be determining the first goal here? It's Tommy, and it's also close for Jordy unknown.
And this one, just from Tommy, goes to the ceiling. It's one of those ones where it's so tough to read. You cannot predict where that's going so easily. And knowing where it was going would have been a great thing there for Vulcan, but it's such a tough play, because that is going down very quickly, and it's hitting up the ceiling, and you just don't know where it's going to go in the nets. And that's a tough read there. Jordy unknown got a piece of it, but that's not enough, and Vulcan now want it back. Matian, back well, SJH, and that one goes well wide, but Vulcan, again, haven't given up that first goal. They want this one back very quickly, and this is the team that have come in as the slight favorites, and they don't want to be the ones to lose this one at the end of the regular season. They'd be happy with a tie, they'd be happy with a 2-2, and at this point, Illusion, and they have their eyes set on a win. Vulcan have their eyes set on just make sure they can get a goal back, because at this point, it's Illusion who are playing high, who are playing aggressive, and who are playing very positively, and Vulcan needs to be able to get something to give themselves that same level of confidence.
Yep, you know, as I was saying, you know, keep that momentum illusion and you could be headed for a very nice game 4. What he did was he came in and they scored the first goal, you know, pretty much immediately. And that's going to, you know, take their confidence a long way in this game number 4. My goodness, Jody Unknown there, very calculated, getting up just in time. Of course, they not only hit the ball away, but hit it away into another dangerous area. And I believe that was a redirect back towards the illusion goal there, but fortunately it's not been in towards the net. We've not seen any glorious moments like that yet so far in this series, but my goodness, we've seen some glorious plays here tonight. This could be another one coming here from Vulcan as they're 1 goal down. Mathian trying to charge up with 0 boost. It's going to fall, of course, to Tommy. Tommy finds Mythic on the link-up pass, and the dribble cleanly into the back of the net. Sometimes simple is best.
Simple is best so often, in that one from Mythic, I mean, that could not have been any simpler. Simply just pops the ball over Jordy Unknown. He makes it look easy, and Illusion make it look clean. It's 2 goals now for them, and we're only 90 seconds in, and this team, this Illusion side, is just continuing what they've done in Game 3. They're looking to end the series with them being on top.
That's exactly what they want right now, and well, here goes Mythic trying to get another one and does it! So calculated on the 50, 3 goals to 0 now, and Illusion feeling strong.
Yeah, strong is one way to say it. They're feeling confidence. This is a team that has now found total confidence in how they play, and they just found something that works so well against Vulcan, and they're just continuing to utilize it as Vulcan. At this point, they need to find something to kind of get themselves back in it. This is a game that has gotten away from them very quickly, and a lot of what they need is they need SJH to step on the shooting. They need, and they need to make sure they have one of either Jordy or Matson to step up too. They get more aggressive because both of them have taken turns playing defensively, but no one taking the offense. As now Tommy passes across to Mythic. That goes high, but here comes Rahu, and Matson will block it, but almost goal for. The Illusion are continuing their striking abilities.
Yeah, Vulcan hanging on for dear life on the cliff edge of a game that is Rocket League right now. An Illusion are just stamping on their fingers right now, and oh my goodness, this could be one here. SGH, oh, good fake there, taking their time, waiting for the perfect moment, and with that, that is a hand back up on the rock edge from SJH. With 2 minutes and 27 left on the clock, there is plenty of time for this game to be completely turned around on Illusion's heads. But Vulcan need to beat it, the team to do it. Jordy, SJH, Mathian, they need to start turning that notch up one more time, and they need to do it now. Here comes Mathian again in on front post, but Rahu, as we've seen all the love for in the chat, is on making that pass into Tommy in the midfield. I was going to say, trying to make that link-up play, you know, they've been really finding each other well, this Illusion team. You know, I've really noticed this, and Mythic, they are finding the air dribble quite smoothly onto the backboard, but of course that pace, it was an easy read for the defence. Will this one be quite the same thing? Mythic goes up for that double, but fakes out and bumps SJH, but a recovery save from SJH is absolutely magical at this point for Vulcan, and if they can put this in the back of the net, and they couldn't, I was going to say it would have been a complete turnaround moment for them, but they still have to search.
They still do, and Vulcan have made comebacks. Reminder, last game, they were down 2 goals at one point, and they were able to tie things up to take it to overtime. Now, they didn't win, but that still gives me a lot of confidence that Vulcan can do it again, but time is going to become their enemy very soon if they aren't paying attention, as Tommy wants that clear off the back wall. Matien again trying to keep it in. They need a goal, and they need it soon, as Matien trying to leave it there. He was trying to fake for Jordy Unknown, but Illusion caught it. Now Rahu challenged by SJH. He'll go to the corner. Matien clears it, and this time Illusion are the ones having to chase after Vulcan, as Vulcan looking to set the tone here for this last minute of gameplay. Matien downfield, SJH wants to redirect, finding Jordy Unknown, but Mythic will get the block, and Vulcan's chances are just continually getting stopped. Time and time again, the defense is showing up, and they find Rahu in the midfield. It's 4-1. Illusion are continuing to stamp down on Vulcan.
Yep, and that counter attack, they literally just fed off of the play from Vulcan there, fed off of that infield pass, had 3 back, waited to push, waited on that counter attack that I've been talking about tonight, and just absolutely flipped it round on their heads and did exactly what they tried to do. to them. Very impressive stuff from Illusory here, and it should secure the game unless a moment of trickery here from SJH, but it's just sunk wide, and with 30 seconds left. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong side of the field there. And with 30 seconds left, you can see why they're trying to take it down the other side of the field. They do. It's Matien, and now with 23 seconds left to go. Oh, nervous moments for both of these teams now. Just what can happen in 23 seconds? Let me tell you, the answer is a lot or absolutely nothing at all. And just which will the answer be here tonight in this final game of the series? Matien and Rahu chasing it up to the wall. It falls back down to that same area. SGH has to get a quick follow-up. Can't, but Joe the Unknown cuts in time. SGH dumps up the second time. Only falls to Mythic. Way down into the corner. And with 10 seconds left to go, it's going to take some magic here. Could this be it? Or will this be victory for Illusory?
Illusion, they win a 3-1 over Vulcan. The favorites have been taken down a notch, and again, what a strong performance for a team that had lost this team earlier in the season. They bring an aggressive, counterattack every style. Both these teams brought that style. They played a little more defensive, and they found what worked. Illusion had the keys to success, a massive 3-1 victory for them, and again, a huge showing against a Vulcan team that tried to play their style. Illusion just played it better.
Yeah, that was a really incredible final game, you know. I was questioning all series which team would really break first, and it was Vulcans. And, you know, after you said as well, Illusory lost their last series to Vulcan. Well, this one, they've absolutely smashed it. And, look at the dominance across the field there from Illusory in that last game. You know, they were just driving shot after shot after shot, making save after save after save in all the right places at all the right times. 65%, field domination, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and Mythic really did show up a lot for this series. He's got 4 saves this game. He's got so many others in just throughout the season. Again, he's such a strong savior a little bit. Look at how many saves they've made. 23 saves for Illusion. And I have a feeling most of them came from Mythic. I know I mentioned a lot about how, again, there's some really strong defensive players, but Mythic definitely did show up by the end of it. And he, again, had no issue playing a style that had him up playing that kind of defensive place, but I do expect to see a lot more of it, and it is actually Tommy's going to be MVP as well. He's got 9 saves himself. So again, Illusory just made tons of saves. Tommy was there, Mythic was there, Rahu also had his times, with defensive prowess. It was a lot of really strong defense, and I mentioned, I haven't really mentioned it yet, but defense wins championships, and with a defense like this, Illusion could be a really tough team in the playoffs.
Yep, that was what I said on my last cast. Defense wins games, wins series, it wins championships, it wins leagues, and of course, it's won a very clinical series here tonight for Illusory. And we saw Tommy from the get-go, didn't we? Absolutely all over it. And if I was to pick my own personal MVP for tonight, it would 100% be Tommy. But however, commiserations to Vulcan as well. They played an amazing game of Rocket League. It was very much back and forth for a long time before Illusory started to turn the table.
Yeah, and Illusory have definitely, turned this table on its head, and I mean, they're playoff ready, and they look like a confident team at the end of the season, and it seems like they've maybe figured things out for themselves, but there's still, one more match, 2 more teams that are going to try to do it themselves as well. Next up on the stream will be Anka versus Hydrus. We'll see you all then after this quick break.
It's never too late to step out from the circle. I don't see where it ends. It just keeps dragging, dragging, dragging. I won't stop running, running, running. It won't stop coming, coming, coming. You're the one who drags me down. Why do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. Why do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. So it's up to me, wherever I will be. I'll know it ends with you. It just keeps dragging, dragging, dragging. I won't stop running, running, running. It won't stop coming, coming, coming. You're the one who drags me down. Why do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. Why do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. Why would you do that? Why would you take that away from myself? I wish you got over that. I have to let you go so that we can breathe nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. Why do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. Why do I care? You're nothing but an anchor. I'll carry the weight. You won't bring me an answer. Chasing you is like chasing the moon. I'll be chasing forever, trying to get to you. In between my darkest days and nights, I don't see you and it don't feel right. It's like I've somewhere lost myself in you, and I can't seem to get it back. I I know we both want to do the right thing, but the needle in our compass is trembling. Trapped in the flames as our house burns down, left for dead cause we can't find common ground. We can't find common ground, so we agree to burn it down. We can't let it burn down, so we need to find common ground. It's so hard to find the truth when the other side wants to bury you, to bury you. And it's so hard to find the way when the other side wants to play it like a game. It's all about who's wrong and who's right. Don't wanna learn, we just wanna fight. If different thinkers are enemies, just think of what we could be. If our thoughts were in harmony. I know we both want to do the right thing, but the needle in our compass is trembling. Trapped in the flames as our house burns down, left for dead cause we can't find common ground. We can't find common ground, so we agree to burn it down. We can't let it burn down, so we need to find common ground. We're stuck in a maze of conviction. Every path leads back to the beginning. This war, it's not that is wrong and who's right. Don't wanna let we just wanna fight. We've been blurring the line between dreams and reality. Only the truth can set us free. I know we both want to do the right thing, but the needle in our compass is trembling. Trapped in the flames as our house burns down, left for dead cause we can't find common ground. Your heart's in the same place, but your mind is a million miles away. And it's forcing us to separate. Your heart's in the same place, but your mind is a million miles away. I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Who you think you are? Who you think you
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RSC EU stream. We are on the final series of the night. I've noticed you've had 6 completely different casters for all 3 of the games. So let's introduce the 2 newest one. My name is Sir Pegasus and I'm joined here by Murray Sky.
Hey, Pegasus. Good to be here. It feels a bit weird because recently we've been doing late night Sundays and now it's late night Wednesdays. I'm not too sure what's going on, but hopefully I'm not going to get too confused. But either way, it's just good to be here with you, Pegasus. Always a pleasure. And we've got an absolutely banging game coming up as well.
Oh yes, and games are the best here late in the season. It's week 9. We will be watching Onka versus... Oh, and I've just forgotten. So not a great
Hydras,
Onka
Hydras.
versus Hydras. There we go. It's a matchup from two teams quite high up on the table right now. It's first versus third within the final week. Onka with a bit of an advantage in game wins at the moment for the standings. A chance to catch some pace and maybe try and overtake Nightfall and take that second seed.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, you got Onka sitting proud at the top of the table. They're on a good run of form. But likewise, Hydras are also on a good run of form at the moment. I mean, you know, some might say this is Onka's to lose, but at the same time, I don't know about you, Pegasus, but this is a game that I think is going to come down to who's feeling it really on the night. I mean, the stats between them. The one that sticks out for me, as always, demos. I mean, Onka, 259 to 122. I think last game we cast a Pegasus, the team had a massive amount of demos, and it was an absolute dull fest in terms of aggressiveness. So I'm hoping, for me personally, that Onka are going to come out guns blazing in this one.
One thing I want to notice here is that they've both got almost equal shot percentages here, 33% to the 32, but one team has significantly more goals. It's Onka, so maybe the more offensive side, but both know how to put the ball in the back of the net. And let's look at some of our players here. I'll look at the Onka side, and the one thing I know is Sin, the captain, 56 games and 72 goals. That is ridiculous.
It's always a beautiful thing when you've got a player like that in your team that can sort of bang in the goals. But likewise, not too far behind. I mean, if you look at Hydras, you got Mentsu as well, just creeping up towards the 70s as well, 66 on his part in terms of goals. So, I mean, both these teams, you look at those players, and they have got a good mix of types of players. You know, they've got the players that can score the goals. They've got a good amount of saves between them. I mean, again, Mentsu, 104 saves, absolutely insane. I mean, Pegasus, this is going to be a tough one to call. So, we've already sort of said our predictions behind the scenes, but go on. What have you gone for, and why?
Well, I'm just finding out right now that the last time these two teams met, Onka won with a sweep against Hydras. You said whoever would win would be the team to feel it more. Onka's did last time, and I think it's going to happen again. I'm going to give Hydras a game, but 3-1 Onka will be my prediction. What have you gone for? Not that I don't know. Go on, tell the stream. Tell the stream.
Well, I mean, the past couple of times we streamed together, Pegasus, I've thrown out some bold predictions, and they've absolutely backfired. So I'm going to kind of play it safe. I'm going to sit on the fence. And, you know, to be fair, the stats line up for a 2-2 draw. And, I mean, I do have a good record of casting draws as well in the RSC. So that's kind of what I'm going for. 2-2 on this one. But, like I said at the start, it's going to be a mental game. And this can go either way depending on which players are feeling up for it tonight.
Yeah, well, they're two top teams. Literally anything can happen here. Any one of the 6 players on the pitch could stand up. And if it is a draw, like you do predict, I hope it's an exciting one. I want to see some proper back and forth action. I want to see some attacking Rocket League. I want to see some of those demos, which I know you love so much. So, without further ado, I'm going to give the players the go, go, go if they are all here. And let's just get ourselves straight into it. It's the final series of the night, first versus third. We've gone down to the rival tier, but I'm sure the excitement will stay high. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ourselves right into game number 1.
A lovely man-filled night is all drawing in today as Lucas losing out on the early kick-off here. And I think, you know, it's the layered-on edges, but the first goal is definitely going to be a big factor in this one. Who can sort of just steady the nerves early on, whether there are actually any nerves or not, because, you know, these two confident teams at the moment, both with a decent record. But, you know, first goal, Pegasus, is always a good sign of who's feeling up for it.
Getting that first goal gives you such an advantage. I think having that and the other team not just gives you all the momentum. I always say you're not into the game until you score one, and Mentsu had his chance but ended up with his shot blocked by Mox. It flies into the other side of the pitch. A 50-50 required. They don't get it, and now Onka have a chance to open the scoring, and Mox, an early hit on the crossbar, did well on the defense, unable to put that one away.
He had just had to hit the target. Mentsu was awkward trying to get a save on that one. He just had to hit the target, fluffed his lines, but I mean, it's within the first minute, so he's probably not feeling too warm here, but they've got to try and just make sure that they don't concede a goal on the counter from Hydras, and they've managed to just alleviate some of that pressure. Here they come now, left-hand side, chasing it is Avi. Mentsu sitting tightly in the corner there, slightly awkwardly, making it awkward for his teammates, but gets away with it on that one.
Yeah, I don't think any of the plays there were actually expecting it to go through, and Hydras might capitalise. AV hiding in the blind spot, manages to get the save. We stay 0-0 in what has been quite a close game so far. AV trying to create some form of attack. It's going to be hard for Mentsu with the defense. Not the best clearance though, still beats a man. Lucas forced to follow up, and now it's Liam Nicholas who will take it into the other half.
Going on this one, but Mentsu, good speed from him. He's left the net open. He's hit the crossbar though. Couldn't quite get it second touch, and I think his teammates were just ball watching slightly there, thinking it was destined for the back of the net. But my word, Pegasus, there's chances at both ends of the field at the moment, but neither of these teams are able to hit the back of the net.
Both teams having these low bouncing shots, just happening to hit the underside of the crossbar, and I think this is building up to quite a good game. Even if it is a draw, I think it'll be a good one. It's been so back and forth so far, and it's Liam Nicholas here. He sees an option in the middle. Mentsu is there, just pops it up for Lucas. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they wanted, but they can make some magic work. And into the defense now. AV with a clear ball there, but doesn't get the touch. But still, I just can't shut down this pressure.
They can't. They got to just be a little bit careful here. Just don't commit too hard. But AV keeping up the pressure here for Onka. Trying to find an opening goal, but so far defense is holding strong. As see him coming in left-hand side. Whether he's actually drunk or not, I don't know. But he seems to be doing all right at the moment. Pressure on from Mark. Can you get the finish on this one? Crossbar again. Are we going to see in the back of the net? Finally, Sin gets it in, and we got our first goal at 2 minutes.
And the Panthera side have put the first one away. It's another crossbar hit, but not all of them are created equal. Lucas, potentially with a chance to put it away, gets thrown off by Mox. And they've opened up the scoreline. 2 minutes left to go. This match just seems to have gone away so fast. But enough time to be played for Hydras to get the equaliser. The way this game has been going, I've got no reason to think that couldn't be the case.
Indeed, it couldn't be, but at the moment it's Onko slightly dominating on the field. Might have second here, but not for a beautiful save from Lucas. And a fortunate touch off the post just made it super awkward there. And Hydra is unfortunate not to get the equalising. Oh, sorry, not Onko, not to get the second goal. I was getting ahead of myself there as I was looking at Hydra's coming on the counter, but they've still got 1 minute and 20 on the clock. Can they find the first goal for the team to get them back into this one?
Well, it's going to be hard because they're defending right now, and Onka looking to have another chance. A good bump by Sim, doesn't end up doing anything. Now, some action in the midfield to get that first. It seems to always be Onka who are now taking more of a dominant role, I think, in this game.
Yeah, I mean, 65% on field domination. They're absolutely piling on the pressure, but a one-goal game is still a very sketchy scoreline if you're trying to see out the win. They've got 50 seconds left now in Hydras. All they need is one lucky counter, one breakaway. Here comes Lucas, left-hand side, but gets met to the punch by Avi, keeping up the pressure for Hydras, who just can't seem to get out their half at the moment.
Mentsu, he's been their goal scorer previously. Can they step up again? They've had the most shots for the team so far. There have been chances, not yet able to clear away, but maybe I'll eat my word. They can create something here. They've beaten a man. A chance to find Liam Nicholas, but doesn't get the follow through they want. It's just more passing plays into this corner, but none of them causing any real danger, and we're going to find our way right into the other one.
A very good challenge there from Liam, keeping the ball alive. Could this be last chance
Oh
saloon? Mentsu
No
off
way.
the backboard, crossbar and down, and not quite able to get the finishing touch. It lined up so beautifully for him. The last opportunity of the match for Hydras, and they just couldn't find the back of the net. But my word, they so close, and it just goes to show you how tight that game was in the end. Just one goal in it, but certainly Encore were putting on a lot of pressure in that second half of the game there, Pegasus.
And Mentsu, I think he saw his name in lights in the newspapers right there. on clip of the week for RS Cast for me to watch over. What he didn't see was the nets. He just had to put it away. That crossbar proving to be the 7th player on the pitch for both teams, causing issues absolutely everywhere. How was that only a 1-goal game? I will never know, but this has got me giddy to see the rest of the series.
Yeah, it's me too as well. I mean, these two teams, you know, we said at the start this is going to be an absolute banger, and they are definitely both turned up, but they just need to sort out that finishing touch. I mean, between them, they were getting, they had plenty of shots on the board, plenty of opportunities. Yes, Encore was slightly more dominating in terms of, you know, where the ball was on the field, but, you know, Hydra's still kept themselves in it, whether it is because, like you say, the 7th man, the crossbar coming into play for them. But one of these teams basically just needs to take control of this, and at the moment, it's Encore got the slight foot ahead in the game.
And it's a beautiful stadium for hopefully what will be a beautiful match. Forbidden Temple game at number 2, and Hydras try to make their mark on it quite early here. Mentsu with a chance, and it's back again, that crossbar, but I don't think Sin will be hitting it. Keeps it low, keeps it safe. Absolutely sends one of the Hydra's defenders. Lucas didn't stand a chance. That is incredible. Onka get themselves a 1-0 lead again. Familiar territory.
Familiar territory, but it's a little bit quicker than we saw in the previous game. So is this a sign that Encore are going to walk away with this series, or can Hydras again keep this game to a 1-goal disadvantage? We will see as the ball gets pumped straight back into Hydras half. Mentsu pops it forward in Papa Lucas, but he's heading back, and that's a bit too awkward in. Avery keeps the pressure on, but that's just wide. Unfortunate enough for Hydras, they escape another opportunity for Encore.
I think this will be an easy clean-up by Monster. A bit harder by 50-50 he has to go for. A demo in the midfielder on Sin, on Lucas from Sin even, but Mentsu will still pick it up for the rest of the team. It's a 2v3! And a save from AV. That is the impact the demo could have. They didn't have to follow up. And it was that third man, that third surviving man on Onka who managed to get the clearance. Another opportunity here, blocked by Sin.
Good signs at the moment from Hydras. They're trying to work the ball, trying to find an opportunity, but it's just not quite able to break down the defense of Encore completely at the moment. But bits of opportunity here as Mentsu seems like he's driving his team forward at the moment. He's all over the offense for Hydras, but unfortunately for him, not a clear-cut opportunities. Again, Sin dribbling into the path of Avy. What a beautiful play that was. Lovely little bit of team play. Avy knew exactly what was going to happen. Sin gets the pinch. 2 goals to the good.
A fake on the wall, a fake on the floor, and then an infield pass is incredible. It's intelligent Rocket League. They double their lead, and the Hydra's goal drought continues.
When are we going to see Hydra's first goal? Let us know in the chat. Can they score in this game, or are we going to see them go into the 3rd game without even getting 1 on the board? We will see. At the moment, Encore are very much in the driving seat, and we're not even at the halfway point in the 2nd game here. So Hydra's biggest is they got to do something, you feel. They got to do it quickly, otherwise I can see Encore just growing with confidence.
Well, the job just got that bit harder. Sin so fast on the ball, went from midfield to getting a shot on net extremely fast here. Mentsu unable to get the save. I don't really know where the rest of the team was there, and Hydra's struggling to get their first goal in the series. Well, they're going to need to get 3 in this game if they want to make a comeback, and there's 3 minutes left to do so. It's looking a bit shaky, but you never know, the floodgates could open.
Yeah, this is Rocket League at the end of the day. You know, one opportunity can sort of turn the tides, but you know, they've still got plenty of time. They've just got to keep their heads in the game and not let it run away just yet. Still, a chance can happen, anything, especially when you've got someone like Mentsu on the ball, but he's just not able to get the opportunity. He wants to Sin again, trying from the left-hand side. And now it's the turn of Encore to try and find that 4th goal. But at the moment, Hydra's got a bit of an uphill battle on their hands.
Onka really showing why at the moment. Making so strong.
So you're supposed to hit the target.
Lucas, please stop. Again. It's the crossbar. Another infield pass here from Onka. Can they make it 4? Lucas managing to get the save. But, oh, Murray, it hurts. I was talking about the 33% shooting percentage this team has. They haven't scored one.
I don't know. You know, you just got to feel for them sometimes. It's not your day. And Sin making sure that it's still not their chance to get a goal on the board. I've got to admit, I thought I was playing it safe, going for the 2-2 draw, but the defense for Encore at the moment is holding firm, and it seems like I should have thrown a Hail Mary and gone for an Encore clean sweep, which is what I originally thought, but Hydras just cannot find the crack in the defense.
I've got some information here, just looking at the table. Onka needing a sweep to guarantee themselves first seed. And they look like they could be able to do it. Sin has gotten the hat-trick in a 4-0 game. It is so good. All three Hydra players were in the goal, and not one of them could get a touch. He's unstoppable at the moment.
He is, and I've got to give a shout out to Mox as well. That was a beautiful touch to make it all good off the backboard. But, I mean, Encore, they have found their gear and they are driving hard at the moment on the Hydras, not letting up. They want more. They smell blood, and there's a fifth for your man, Pegasus. Sin getting one more on the board, and he's still got over a minute to find another.
Well, hasn't this series completely fallen apart for the Alpha Surge team? Conflict. Watching in chat, I really wonder how he's feeling at the moment, because nothing looks really redeemable at the moment. It just seems to be running away from them.
It does, but I mean, Pegasus, we were looking at previous results, and we did see, or you saw, Metsu! Ignore that! They've got a goal on the board, finally! As Lucas pulling it in from the right-hand side. Lovely touch to take around Mox, and Mensu had the peace of mind just to get on the end of that one. And finally, Hydras have one goal on the board.
That getting that first goal in the series is so important. And the longer it goes on, the more painful it is not to have them. They've got it now. Can they continue a streak? Sin with the backflip right in front of the goal line. No one there really to clean up for Hydras. Floodgates perhaps open as they got a second chance very fast. Sin having to take this wide, find the open net, just a bit awkward on the ball. And Mensu now, the top goal scorer, unable to get a touch when they needed him there. And it's Avi trying to find the double, unable to get it. Another crossbar hit witness in this game, and Mox. Well, they just couldn't get it out of the 6-yarder, could they?
They couldn't, but I mean, come on, Encore. Ball just seemed to sit in front of Hydra's goal, and it just took an age to get in the back of the net, but they won't care. It's in the back of the net. They're trying for the Brazil now. 6-1 on the board. They got 15 seconds. Can they find the elusive semblance of Sin? Goes up for this one, carries his dribble in the air. Lucas, good speed from him, takes it away. I don't think we're going to see the Brazil in this one. We might even see a second goal. Consolation goal, you might say, for Hydras, or not. I mean, the fact is, at least they got one goal on the board, Pegasus.
I mean, is that progress? I don't really know how to define that. I mean, Hydra's scoring their first goal of a series, but having a -5 goal difference. It depends if you're a glass half full, glass half empty kind of person here, but Onka guaranteed themselves at least a draw, but they need the sweep to guarantee that first seed, to guarantee themselves into playoffs, into championship Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is for rival, with those 2 lives, that upper bracket. Hydras trying to rip away their chances just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Hydras, if I was them, you got to look at previous results for Hydras, for Encore, which is what I was trying to point out before they got that goal. They had a weird blip. You know, they won a game 0-9, and then they lost the following one 7-1. I mean, I'm just trying to find a positive note here for Hydras. They got a goal on the board. What I'm trying to say is, don't give up. You still got a chance to come back and get the draw and save my prediction. The most important thing here. But Pegasus, I don't know if you were them, how do you approach this next game?
Listen, you've just got to forget the last one happened. Honestly, you've just got to reset. Look at the scoreline. It says 5 minutes 0-0. That is all that matters to you right now. These 5 minutes, the last 10, irrelevant.
Oh, we will see a first goal on the board early doors. It'll be a great start for Hydras and win the kick-off here, but straight away we see some sort of counter, slight double commit, awkward for Encore. They're looking like slightly more awkward than I was expecting. It put me off a little bit, I've got to admit. I thought Encore were probably going to come out guns blazing, but it's Hydras actually. They're just putting on a bit of the early pressure. Bailey trying to get on this one. Ball's up in the air and Mentsu not able to get on the end of that.
And Mentsu, he's had a few of these whiffs right in front of the net today. I don't think he is that greatly showing overall statistically. Incredible player, and Bonker forced to make another clear here. Blocked by Bailey. He holds the ball. Maybe a demo on the net here. Mentsu went for it. And he couldn't get it on target. It was well defended by Sin. Strong in offense and defense, this player. And one's to watch, maybe a potential all-star. But Bonker still in their half for the first time in quite a while, I'd say, getting it out. But Hydra's regaining very, very fast. I think this is the most promising starting play we've seen in quite a while from Alpha.
Have indeed. I'm feeling slightly optimistic, but again we see Encore just coming back at them now. They've got to be careful here. That's an awkward touch from Bailey, and just like that, when we thought Hydras maybe they had their foot in the game, it's all turned on their head as that man Sin, probably the MVP of the series so far, has got his first goal in this third game. And we saw what happened in the previous one. He went on to get a hat-trick and some more. And this we will see if we can do it again.
Very possible if they're making mistakes like that. But Liam Nicholas now, the chance for an equaliser. I'm sure Sin has a chance. Maybe a bit too awkward. I think it was actually perfectly placed. We're back to an equal game. The first time that both teams have had a goal and it's been an equal scoreline.
I've got to admit, I went for a slice of cake then. And that completely took me off guard. I was not expecting that, and I don't think Sim was, as he was caught a little bit flat-footed on that one, but almost immediately off the kick-off. Opportunity coming in for Encore, but they managed to get away with it. And Hydras just breathe a sigh of relief now. They've tied the game up. Can they get a second one? Pop forward. Bailey into Mentsu. Slams off the backboard, but that's going to be a quick counter now from Mox on the left-hand side.
Liam Nicholas, no boost, misses the corner, gets it now, and Bailey manages to clean up. Sin looking dangerous and waiting there, finds AV infield. Maybe we'll see a double tap!
Oh, I'm just sitting back.
Back on top, and right, we're sitting back. So are Hydras. All three of them in the net. Just had to watch in fear as another ball from Onka ends up into the back of the net. But maybe a quick counter straight after the kickoff doesn't look as promising anymore as we are back into the Hydras half. This last minute been a lot different to the first one, but Hydras were able to come back before. Who says they can't do it again? Perhaps AV. And another great save, and definitely the closest game so far.
And this is more like it from Hydras. Shot on target from Liam Nicholas. He's tied it up again as we're just approaching the halfway point here. Slightly, well, great challenge actually from Mentsu. Got the better of the 50, and Liam, good speed and awareness for him to get on the end of that one, sent it into the back of the net, and game is all tied up. This is more of what we were expecting from Hydras. We were expecting a close game, and certainly in this one, it's a bit of back and forth now between the two teams, as Mox trying to get the third there, not quite, sends it in the corner, and Hydras have just got to keep their heads in the game now.
This is actually exactly what the statistics were offering before the game. The decent shooting percentages, but the higher amount of shots from Onka, that it's felt like they've been on the attack more often, and it's this counter game that Hydras are playing, which they've managed to find some gaps and sneak some goals in. But they're gonna need at least one more to secure themselves the first win of the series. I think Mentsu is gonna try and make that happen. Doesn't get the heaviest touch they want here, but Liam Nicholas, the two-time goal scorer, tries to find an assist. That ball, would it go in? No! I thought it was hitting the post. It's absolutely brutal for Hydras. They got a taste of their own medicine It's a counter-attack from a miss from Bailey. They expected the ball to go high. Sin meets it low.
Just, I kind of saw it coming as you saw Hydras were pushing hard. Bailey there as a third man probably should have just sat back as both his two teammates were just awkward. And he didn't need to rush it so hard, and it's just backfired. And Encore again in the driver's seat. But they've shown signs. They've come back into this game twice now. They've got to do it a third time. They're definitely looking a bit more confidence and looking like they've got opportunities in them to find that third goal. But certainly Encore are going to make it difficult for them.
Of course, Encore so strong at the moment, as you would expect from a team of their caliber, but they might just be forced into another equal game. If you can find anyone having to work alone, a demo on the goal line, and quickly trying to create another challenge here. Bailey meant to throws themselves back into it. Liam Nicholas with some airtime, doesn't get the touch they want. AB may be able to get it out. Bailey now. Whoa, AB so quick on the recovery to get the second touch.
Indeed, and here he is again. Punch off the backboard into the path of Sims, slams it across against the crossbar, and the counter now on Bailey with Menzel on his right hand side, but lets the ball run away, and that's easy enough for Avey to clear. Here he comes down right hand side, pops it forward in bottom box, plays off the back. That's an awkward touch from him, allows Bailey now to dribble it out into the Encore. Liam right hand side chasing Sim down. All three of Hydras are pushing hard on this one, not able to get on the end of that one. And Encore coming again, and it looks like we might see them winning this series now.
It's very possible. 11 seconds left on the clock. Hydras would need to cause some late drama here, so zero boost from Bailey will make that much more difficult. And Sin on the ball is definitely not what you want in this scenario. Mentsu gets to 50, it isn't enough. Encore get the series win, 3-1 up, but their job isn't finished yet. They win game number 4, they win in the entire league table, and as great of a performance this has been from Encore, I can't help but think a lot of almost unforced errors from Hydras. I think it's been a series with quite a lot of mistakes, which as a counter-attacking team, you can't really afford to have.
No, I mean, it was kind of summed up in that third goal that they conceded. You had two, the first and the second man pushing hard, and then Bailey just probably got a little bit excited, saw an opportunity, and it's at those moments when it's a tight game that you just need to sort of just check your stride a little bit. He pushed too hard, and it ended up in the back of the net, and Hydras have now basically got to... I think they're going to be safe in third. I don't think there is any other team, unless Meiji get a clean... No, I don't know, because I'm kind of rambling at the moment. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't think there's anything really for Hydras to lose in this one if they do get clean swept. But, you know, going into the playoffs, you still want to go in on the positive. So get the win against Encore. Come on, lads.
Well, I actually know Meiji's results this week, and I can tell you now, Hydras have secured themselves third. You know, my org didn't have the greatest week, but that is okay. We're back into the game now. Game number 4. Hydras just trying to make a bit of progress. If anything, this is one for the road right now. I believe it is their last series of league play. And they open up the final game well. Liam Nicholas straight off the kickoff.
Yeah, completely beat Mox to the punch on that one. Nothing but net as he slams off the ceiling into the back of the net. So Encore is realistically, I mean, they left it until quite late to get themselves ahead, scoring the first goal of the game. But you know, confidence boost going into playoffs. This would be one they would want to win, just so it doesn't seem too much of a disaster, should we say, for the final league play. But certainly, you can't take it away from Encore. They have looked very good and definitely wants to watch out for in the upcoming playoffs.
Hydras forced again back into a defense. In the previous game, I don't mind the counter-attacking style they play, but from their rare attacks, I didn't think they were making the most of it. They are now, and it's Liam Nicholas, who I think has been the biggest offensive presence for Hydras throughout the entire series, and that continues into game number 4.
He's been a little bit quiet so far in this series, but he's definitely making his mark here in the final game, and wants to make sure that we don't forget his name and we look out for him in the coming playoffs. And Encore probably just, I mean, they're probably taking their foot off the gas a little bit here, which is allowing Hydras to just get themselves ahead in the game. But they got a chance here. Haley pushing it forward into path of Mock. Shot on target. Stayed by Bailey. And they get away with it on that occasion.
Both Honky players were in front of the ball, so couldn't quite get another counter punch there. Sin nice and composed on his back line, dribbles it, makes incredible forward progress. That is just what this team brings. Even when they're on the back foot, the transition is so incredibly fast. And it's Sin again from defense. Will we see that magic again? No, it's a block by Liam Nicholas. I think the star player off Hydras, but Mentsu was my player to watch. He doesn't manage to get the strike here.
It's not quite been his series this game. He's showing signs that, you know, on his day when he's feeling it and he's got the final touch, almost scoring an absolute banger, an own goal there. But, you know, yeah, not his series on this one, but certainly he's showing signs, and his stats would say as well that he's one to watch out for. And on this occasion, Liam Nichols certainly making his mark here in the fourth game.
And it wasn't a great touch by Sin. Liam Nicholas tried to punish it, unable to get it, and meant to. I'm going to pinch the wall. It's not the best. Ends up setting up Mox really well, who lays the ball off to Sin. Mentsu has to full boost their way back to try and stop him, and it was just about enough. They'll want to keep this 2-0 lead. The goals haven't been coming in too often, except for, of course, game number 2. It's like Stardust right now. But if there's a player who can break a deadlock and create a bunch of goals when it seems almost impossible, it's Sin.
I just love the fact that Avey was just waiting ahead of him. He was just like, come on, pass me the ball. Pass me the ball. Sin goes, no. Bumps him out of the way, gets the angle and gets a shot on target. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna make sure that we know you put your mark in the game, that's one way to do it. But do it against your opponent and not your own teammate. Cry that out, Sin.
Like an Aston Villa Jack Grealish, just took the ball from themselves, from deep, pushed all the way forward, somehow made a goal happen out of nowhere. But they'll need another if they want to take this game win, and like I keep on saying, I feel like I'm saying it a lot, secure themselves that first seed. Their goal difference, however, almost guarantees that they keep it. 9-4 with 46 and Onka on 112, and there's another opportunity here to get another goal. Unable to get it, keep it in the half though. AB, despite the low boost, does well to stay involved. Mentsu has to try and go for a clear, and oh no, it's straight on the car of Sin. And I wonder if the opposing, I wonder if Hydras gets as worried as I do whenever Sin's on the ball.
I'm pretty sure they do, but at the moment they're got themselves ahead in the game, and just gotta make sure they don't concede the second one here as Avey pops up the backboard into that man Sin. What a save by Avey! So that right there is revenge for getting bumped out of the way when Sin got the last goal there. He was like, you're not having another one. And what a save by Avey. I mean, it just seems like Onka are almost toying with Hydra.
Okay, Murray, I've got a question for you, a little brain teaser. Is AV defending for Hydras? Maybe they were trying to block their teammates in and just couldn't, because Sin's too good. You never know.
I don't know. If we chat to them during playoffs or at any point, we'll have to sort of bring this up again as Avey trying to make amends for it. On this occasion, gets an absolute peach off a pass off the backboard. Beautiful team play, finally. A lovely one-touch, two-touch. And Sin, probably the easiest goal he scored because of Avey there. It seems like they've kissed and made up now.
And that AV double corner tap self-setup so they could then go for an infield pass to Sin. That was a really impressive assist. Sometimes assists better than the goal, and that is definitely my favourite there. And Mentsu maybe trying to show that magic, but Mox just says no, throws them out. Bailey trying to create something off the corner themselves, unable to get that second touch. Again, it's the ball too heavy. Mentsu with a shot on target. But Sin was forced to make a save, had to strike all the way into that top corner. Well, they managed. 10 seconds left to go. Will we see our first overtime of this series? Hydras want to shut it down. Oh my word, and Bailey trying to come out from the defense. I think this will hit the ground and we go into our first overtime.
I don't know whether that's Sin saying nice shot in chat at Avey. He had a clear open net and he absolutely fluffed his lines to get the winning goal. But it's allowed Hydras now. Liam Nichols. Oh, couldn't quite get the power behind the shot, but they're trying to keep possession. No, they haven't. They've lost out to Avey now. He's up against Bailey, trying to flick it past him, but not on that occasion. Hydra's got to be careful here. They've still got a chance to get a little consolation win, but Encore, I don't know what's going on with them, but they Pegasus, I think, they're playing as a team at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. And Liam Nicholas almost had that third goal, trying to get the read off the floor, almost like a ground double tap. They're already on 2 goals. Will they be the hat-trick hero this game? It's going to be hard if Onker are going to continue with this pressure. Maybe now. Sweeps it from defense into the opposing side. Tries to get it past Sin. Doesn't even get a touch of the ball. And meant to now. Chance to find Bailey inside. Liam Nicholas waiting in third. Might be able to beat Sin here. Another chance. Beats Avey. Is anyone there? Moxie's up. And what a save!
Absolute clutch save. The ball was destined for the back of the net, and Mox says no, we want the clean sweep, but they still defending a lot of pressure coming in from Hydras. Hydras wanting to get that final win of regular season play, but at the moment just going back to the old routine and trying to find a crack, and no, they've allowed Avey to push up on the right hand side. A complete whiff on the line. Who was it by? It was by they whiffed. They fluffed the lines at the end there, and unfortunately it's Encore that take the clean sweep, secure the first place. And Hydras, I gotta be honest, I did not see that based on their previous results, but I mean, Pegasus, I feel heartbroken for Hydras, I really do.
That's not how I wanted it to end. That was an incredible game. Great performances all round. Sin and Liam Nicholas, I think, the star players for either team. But, well, MVP's going to pop up on the screen later. I'm just going to throw out the spoiler. It has to be Sin. It has to be. So many goals scored. The constant pressure shown by them. 1v3 plays out of nowhere constantly. Even in defense, when they were forced to stretch themselves into those top corners, they managed to do it. It didn't matter where on the pitch. Absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting as well to see field domination going actually to Hydras on that one. I honestly thought it was Encore that were the slightly more dominating team, but whether in those last 2 games it was Hydras just able to bring themselves back into the series. I mean, they didn't get the win in the end, but, you know, it is what it is. So Hydras, I mean, we're still waiting to see who the series MVP is. I've got to agree with you. For me, that's got to be Sin. He was absolutely dominant in a lot of those games and up and down the pitch. So one to watch out for. But, you know, even though I feel heartbroken for Hydras, I've got to give it to Encore. And indeed, it is Sin that gets the MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, Encore, they were a solid team in that series, I think.
And that's over 50% goal shot to goal ratio, despite having 17 shots. 9 goals in 4 games is crazy. Along with that, 10 saves, 2 assists, because they didn't need anyone else. It didn't matter who was in the way. Avey, getting the ball, get out of my way. Let me get my 9th. Incredible. What a performance from Sin. And 9 goals out of 17 shots. It just tells the entire story.
It does, yeah. He's definitely going to be. I don't know him well enough to know whether that is like what he's like every single week, but certainly that's the sort of performance you need when you're at this point in the season. You know, they're finishing top of the table, they're going in as the #1 seeds to look out for, and that man, you got to watch out for him in the playoffs. If you're going up against him, he's going to be one that you need to shut down and make sure he doesn't sort of repeat that sort of performance, because that is a deadly player to have. But if you looking at Hydras though quickly, I mean, they can't look at this as a negative. I mean, they were going up against a team that were on a good run of form. They didn't quite feel it on the day, and I think meant to as well. It just kind of, he didn't have that finishing touch. But that was just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it's not your day. But they will still finish, you know, as 3rd seeds, I believe. And they'll go into the playoffs. And they've got to take a bit of confidence. You know, they did come back into that game. They didn't let it run too far away. But yes, you know, got to sort out a couple of niggly sort of mistakes that were creeping in their gameplay.
You want to hear a ridiculous stat here, Murray?
Always.
72 goals in total for Sin before this series was played. Scoring 9 goals, that means their total goals increased by 12.5%. What a performance! That is incredible. Only 56 games played, now going up to 60. A player to watch for sure during playoffs, and they will be going straight to playoffs with 2 lives. So in one of the best positions you can be to take the entire thing. I think the Glacies conference will be having a close little look at this team.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've seen it in previous seasons, you know, when a top team goes in, they don't have, you know, some might say, you know, the play-ins, when, you know, you get a bit of competitiveness and you sort of get your rhythm, sometimes it can work against you if you're going in as the top seeds and you struggle to sort of find that momentum that you had, whereas other teams, you know, they're in full force. I'm just trying to put out a negative there, but certainly Encore are going to be a team to watch out for, and I'm excited to see how this division, you know, how it pans out in the end. Certainly Encore definitely looking like favourites though to go on and win it.
And Hydras, I feel like some promise was shown. You could tell it was, you know, some of their star players, it wasn't their best day today. And sometimes that just happens to you, especially when the lights are on, you're on stream, you're the last stream of the day, you've been waiting all day for this moment, you're going to face the number 1 seed. It can be a bit rattling, and these things happen, but I'm not too opposed to a Hydra's insane comeback, an insane run when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, 3rd place in this conference still puts you as one of the best teams in the entire tier.
It does, yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, the thing is with the playoffs and the play-ins is, again, you know, it's only really, you only get one chance to sort of really perform. Yes, if you know, if you're in the upper bracket, you technically get 2 chances, but you have to perform on the day. You know, there's no chance of, you know, if you have a bad day, you can sort of play again next week and sort of make up for it. No, it's, you know, it is last chance saloon basically for these teams. So it can still go either way. But you know what? We still got a couple of league games left to play because it's tomorrow. You know, a Premier game. I'm just trying to see, you know, look at the schedule. I mean, there's some great action happening tomorrow. So we're not quite done with league play. So let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet, Pegasus. But I mean, certainly for tonight, that's going to be it from us. So any final words before we leave our wonderful audience?
Well, stream tomorrow. You almost said your name. I'm gonna give them the full respect. Hosky are playing on stream tomorrow. The Premier Champions, arguably the best team the RSC has to offer. So if you want to see some top Rocket League, make sure you are here tomorrow. But I really hope you have enjoyed this stream. 2 master games and a rival one with a top 3 matchup to end it off. It has been an absolute ride. You've had 6 different casters. I hope you've enjoyed us all. And sadly, this is good night. We'll see